Check, 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 check. You know what it is, man. It's the Autonomous Party Podcast Mix Show. I am Super Blaze, BSP through the campaign. You know what it is, man. Shout out to the BSP brothers. Shout out to Mac, what up? Gotta Green, what up? Baron P, anywhere in the world you at, what up, bro? Welcome, welcome. As you pull up real quick, you know what it is, man. Just go ahead and hit me with that like real quick. Just get out of the way real quick. Just hit that like button before we even get any further. Just as you pull up, bam, like. You should already be subscribed and all of that, you know what I mean? I keep telling y'all, go ahead and hit that share button too. Share real quick to that fam that need that info, that need to wake up. That's just me. That's what I'm saying, you know what I mean? That's not what we all saying, but you know what it is, man. It's the Autonomous Party, man, bringing out spectrum, bringing out light. You know what it is. You know, Super Blaze always in the crates, thinking in the crates, so you know what it is, man. Let's keep it locked right here. Campaign mix till 9 o'clock. Rock with me.
Bang, bang, bang.
DJ Super Blaze is in the mix.
Fire! Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide.
Can't hide, baby.
Gonna find you and take.
Let me check in with the chat real quick. What's good?
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you.
Oh, shout to Lulu. Nice and early tonight. I see that.
Now that I escape, sleep, walk away.
Come on.
Those who correlate know the world ain't kick. Jail bars ain't good.
Shout to Big OJ. What up?
Fake, they break. When they meet their 400-pound mate, if I could rule the world, everyone would have a gun in the ghetto, of course. We get the up and on their horse. Kick around drinking moonshine. I pour a sip on the concrete for the deceased, but no, don't we? Why Clef's in a state of sleep, thinking about the robbery that I did last week. Money in the bag, banker look like a drag. I wanna play with pelicans from here to Baghdad. Gun blast, think fast, I think I'm hit. My girl pinched my hips to see if I still exist. I think not. I'll send a letter to my friends. A born again hooligan, only to be king again.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and make you want me. Yo, I play my enemies like a game of chess where I rest. No stress if you don't smoke cess. Less, I must confess, my destinies manifest. In some cortex and sweats, I make tracks like I'm homeless. Rap orgies with Porgy and Bess. Capture your bounty like Elliot Ness. Yes, bless you if you represent the fool, but I hex you with some witches brew if you do voodoo. I could do what you do, easy. Believe me, frontin' niggas give me heebie-jeebies. So why you imitating Al Capone? I be needing Simone and defecating on your microphone. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. You can't run away from these styles I got, oh baby. Hey baby, cause I got a lot, oh yeah. Anywhere you go, my whole crew gonna know, oh baby. Hey baby, you can't hide from the vibe, oh no.
Ready or not, refugees taking over. The Buffalo Soldier, dreadlock roster. On the 12th hour, fly by in my bomber. Crews run for cover, now they under pushing up flowers. Super fly, true lies do or die. Toss me high, only puff fly with my crew from like high. I, refugee from Guantanamo Bay. Dance around the border like I'm Cassius Clay.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide.
Yo, nobody.
Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide.
Hey, yo, nobody.
Gonna find you and make you want me. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide.
Big L, rest in peace.
Gonna find you and make you.
Big L, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Big L, rest in peace. Big L, rest in peace.
Yeah, you listen to Super Blaze. Let's go. You wanna mess with this? One of the best yet. We've got it. You can feel the realness in this business of rap. Go ahead. Fresh out the gate again, time to raise the stakes again. Fatten my plate again. Y'all cats know we always play to win. GNG to the stars, son. Haters took this shit too far, son. So that's all for you. I'm wiping out your whole team. Ow, splatter your dreams with lyrics to shatter your schemes. The badder you seem, the more lies you tell. The more lies you shout. Now by surprise you fell into my death trap, right into my clutches. Stupid, you know the God must bless every single mic he touches. I've suffered just so I can return harder. Wanna be the shit starter? Fuck around, make you a martyr. I'll make you famous. Turn around and make you nameless. Cause you never understood how vital to me this rap game is. Save it and hold that, you catch a hot one. Rather chase a fake nigga down soon as I spot one. Clip. Do you wanna mess with this? Gangstar, one of the best yet. I'm nice like that. It's all good in this business of rap. Full clip. Do you wanna mess with this? Gangstar, one of the best yet. I'm nice like that. So good. So I suggest you take a rest. So if you stand in my way, I'ma have to spray. Learn that if you come against me, son, you're gonna have to pray. Since back in the day, I held the way to get my head up. They wanna see the guard catch an L, it's all a setup. I give no man no thing power over me. Why these niggas so jealous and looking sour over me? I'm over G. I'm like impossible to stop. I'm like that nigga in the ring with you, impossible to drop. I'm like 2 magazines fully loaded to your 1. Plus I ain't gonna quit spitting till you're done. Plus, more than ever, I got my whole shit together. More than a decade of hits that'll live forever. Catch a rep of my name, you're bound to flop. You know how many niggas that I know that's down to die? We never fail, and we ain't never been frail. You niggas talk crime, but you scared of jail. Full clip. Do you wanna mess with this? Gangstar. Yeah, you listen to Super Blaze. Let's go. I'm nice like that. It's all good in this business of rap. Full clip. Do you wanna mess with this? Gangstar. One of the best yet. I'm nice like that. Hey yo, I'm gonna be on Twitter. That's all my eyes can see. Victory is mine, yeah, surprisingly. I've been laying, waiting for your next mistake. I put in work and watch my status escalate. Now I'ma start collecting props, connecting plots, networking like a conference. Cause the nonsense is yet to stop. Jake, shake me down, haters wanna take me down, break me down, clap. All they heard was a sound. Yo, I scoped it out. I took your weak dream and choked it out. Your bitch don't really got no ass. She just poked it out on the D-Lo. I'm saying you versus me, yo. We can do this shit right here in front of your people. See, time is money, kid, and BS walks. And to me, it's funny, kid, when you meet heads talk. I see Fed Star. They wanna dig up the dirt, son. Is it me they hard? Cause I be putting in work, son. Gonna be on Twitter. That's all my eyes can see. Victory is mine. Yeah, surprisingly, I've been laying, waiting for your next mistake. I put in work and watch my status escalate. The cornballs get stonewalled, blackballed, I own y'all. The veteran, running my plan. I'm the better man, crazy raw, doing my job like the mob, blazing y'all and disappearing in the fog or a mist. And chicks can't resist what I kick. They be begging for attention on some more of the deals, Nick. Word up, baby. Someone may have to get hurt up, baby. Shit is mad shady, but I got to get the gravy. Platinum respect like the force of attack. Keep you hitting the deck, feeling heat in your chest.
Banging your thoughts with the hot onslaught. I kick a shot on the spot for going where he should not. Viciously, I make history instantly. Those other lame ass loser ass niggas, they can't fuck with me. I'm doing my thing now till lamp later on. Paid in the shit with some fly gators on, but now I'm grimy as they get. Mud on my pants and shirt. I bet you niggas out here know I be putting in work. I'm gonna be on Titter. That's all my eyes can see. Victory is mine. Yeah, surprisingly, I've been laying, waiting for your next mistake. I put in work and watch my status escalate. No way you'll never make it. Come with the weak shit, I break it. Step into my zone, mad rhymes will stifle ya. Lines like rifles go blast when I kick some ass. A lot of rappers be like one-time wonders. Couldn't say a fly rhyme if there was one right under their noses. I hate those motherfucking poses, but I'm so real to them it's scary. And with my unique skills, nah, you can't compare me. And no, we don't make whack tracks. And all the suckers get pushed back when I'm kicking real facts. I represent, set up shit like a tent boy. You're paranoid cause you're a son like Elroy. And you'd be happy as hell to get a record deal. Maybe your soul you'd sell to have massive deals. Oh yes, I'm greater than all MCs. When I breeze, give me room please. I be like fascinating when I be updating, cutting off whack kids, pulling their trump cards. I thump hard and make them say that I'm God. Niggas be pretending they're hardcore, never know the meaning of. But I get props like a slogan, and no man could ever try to diss when I kicks my jab. Lyrically deaf and connecting, complete mic record. No double checking, vocals kill like weapons. But if I have to, I go all out with no mic. Yeah, that's right, cause I survive mad fights. And for my peeps, I truly care. Cause without some of them, I wouldn't be here. And they all know how I feel. Cause suckers be like playing themselves to have massive fear. Don't wet that. I've suffered setbacks, but now I'm making greenbacks. Just like baggy slacks, I'm crazy hip-hop. Check 1, 2, and you don't stop. Your head'll bop when I drop my crop of pure bomb. Just like the seashore, I'm calm and wild with my monotone style. Because I don't need gimmicks. Give me a fly beat, and I'm all in it. Word is born, I go on and on. For you it's tragic, I got magic like Rawns. So I'ma end this lecture and I bet ya those who kick dirt in due time, I'm gonna get ya. Cause I be kicking the rear while they be losing the race trying to chase massive here.
Yeah, you listening to Super Blaze, let's go.
Once you step in the arena, cheetah, you're gonna be amazed when you gaze at the armor on this leader, fully clad and glad to fight a cause I won't pause. Fear is a joke, slow poke. I'm like claws that'll rip, cause your gift is merely flesh, superficial and issue. Give it a best you. I'll unsheath my Excalibur like a noble knight. So meet your challenger, a true hero, while you're a true zero. Getting beat to a pulp so that you can't run for help. I heard a gulp in your throat, cause you hope that I'll be merciful. But poop out the major strut as I rehearse a few battle drills and watch your bladder spill. Yellow fluid, check how I mellowly do it. Face to feet to this beat, you can tell I'm into it. As I'm pulling out my lance to kill you in advance to the winner's throne. Cause I own you once you step in the arena. In the arena, or rather Coliseum, there's people gathering by multitudes to see one perpetrator fall to the dust after the other, quickly disposed of at the hand of a known brother, born with an art in his heart that is Spartacus. And when the one combat jack, just the thought of this matchup makes gangsta wanna snatch up 1 or 2 phrases from the new book with new pages of rhymes that are built like a chariot. Dope vocals carry it to the battle. Said if a beat was a princess, I would marry it. But now I must bow to the crowd as I stand proud, victorious, glorious. Understand now, cause battles and wars and much fights I have been through. One MC got beheaded, and you can too, forget it. Cause you rather be just a spectator or onlooker. Afraid you make it Slater, struck by a blow from a mighty gladiator. I bet you that later you might be sad that you played yourself. Cause you stepped up, just puffed out, and in just one lyric, you got snuffed out. Cause rhyming is serious. I'm strong, I'm like Hercules. You'll get hurt with these lines, close the curtains, please. The suckers can jet, cause I wreck once you step in the arena. Step inside my step inside step inside my step inside my arena. Step inside my step inside my.
Yeah, you listen to Super Blaze.
Super Blaze is in the mix.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. 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 Well, I'm gone. Can I kick it? To all the people who can quest like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? Comprehend to the track force, why? Cause getting mentions on the tip of the vibe buzz. Rock and roll to the beat of the funk fuzz. Wipe your feet really good on the rhythm rug. If you feel the urge to freak, do the jitterbug. Come and spread your arms if you really need a hug. Afrocentric living is a big shrug. A life filled with, that's what I love. A lower plateau is what we're above. If you diss us, we won't even think of. We'll nipper the dog and give a big shove. This rhythm really fits like a snug glove. Like a box of positives, it's a plus love. As the trial flies high like a dove.
Yeah, you listen to Super Blaze. Let's go.
DJ Super Blaze. It's in the mix.
Back in the days on the boulevard, I lived. We used to kick routines and the presence was fitting. It was I, the abstract.
And me, the 5-footer. I kicks the mad style, so step off the Frankfurter.
Yo, fighter, you remember that routine? That way you still make spiffy like Mr. Clean.
A tidbit, a smidgen. I don't get the message, so you got to run
Okay,
the pitch.
you're on point five.
All the time, tip.
You're on point five.
All the time, tip.
You're on point five.
All the time, tip.
So then grab the microphone and let your words rip.
Now here's a funky introduction of how nice I am. Tell your mother, tell your father, send a telegram. I'm like an energizer cause you see I last long. My crew is never ever whack because we snare strong. Now if you say my style is whack, that's where you're dead wrong. I say that body and El Segundo, then push it along. You be a fool to reply the fight was not the man. Cause you know and I know that you know who I am. A special shout out piece goes out to all my pals you see. And a middle finger goes for all you punk MCs. Cause I love it when you whack MCs despise me. They get vexed, I will next, cause none can test me. I'm just a fly MC who's 5'3" and very brave. On top remaining, no home training cause I misbehave. I come correct and full effect of all my hoes in check. And before I get the butt, the gym must be a wreck. You see my aura's positive, I don't promote no junk. See I'm far from a bully and I ain't a punk. Extremity of rhythm, yeah that's what you heard. So just clean out your ears and just check the word.
Check the time, y'all. 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 Check the time,
Back in the days on the boulevard of Linden, we used to kick routines and the presence was fitting. It was I, the Viper.
And me, the abstract. The rhymes were so rumpin' that the brothers wrote the Zach.
Hey yo, Tip, do you recall when we used to rock those fly routines on your cousin's block?
Let me see. Damn, I can't remember. I'll receive the message and you will play the same.
You're on point, Tip.
All the time, Fife.
You're on point, Tip.
Yeah, all the time, Fife.
You're on point, Tip.
You're all the time, Fife.
So play the resurrector
Yeah.
and give the dead some life.
Okay, if knowledge is the key, then just show me the lock. Got the scrawny legs, but I move just like Luke Rock with speed. I'm agile, plus I'm worth your while. 100% intelligent black child. My optic presentation sizzles the retina. How far must you go to gain respect? Well, it's kind of simple. Just remain your own, or you'll be crazy, sad, and alone. Industry rule number 4080. Making company people are shady. So keep watch your back, cause I think they smoke crack. I don't doubt it. Look at how they act.
Off the better things like a hip hop forum. Pass me the rock and I'll score 'em with the quorum improper. What you say, hammer? Proper. Rappers not pop. If you call it that, then stop.
Yeah, you listening to Super Blade. Let's go. Yeah, you listen to Mercy. Yeah, you listen to Mercy.
Stop ego tripping out there. Stop ego tripping out there. You heard? Tap in. Let's go.
Big truck, a man's rolling in town. How you do? How you do? I got the truck to make you jump because I'm heading eastbound. Tied up the merry-go-round and around, and everybody's talking about your stuff funny, but they're still telling lies to me. I got the trees in my backyard, and it's hard for them to tell a lie to me. And who's the foot? I'm the foot, but who's stepping? You know where I'm stepping. Skirts play with it cause I'm slick like that. I'm the greatest MC in the world. You got to give me mine cause I'm heavy when I weigh it. Watch the way I say it. Ego trip. I changed my pitch up, smack my bitch up, I never did it. The flavor being up, but brothers ain't getting it. Get it? Or else you're gonna, when I rolls over, you're gonna have to wanna land. Cause it's the Chattanooga champ. Taking a train, taking a train, taking a train, taking a train.
Now I'm something like a phenomenon. I'm something like a phenomenon. Well, I'm the hourglass cat, drug it out of Jack.
But chill.
Cause I still the phenomenon. Pack the holes in my lawn. The girls in my song, word is born. I'm a living phenomenon. Well, I'm a better brand, cause I'm a Superman. I run the block with my circle cause I'm Nubian. I got the platinum rust, so don't even fuss. Cause DJ Paul, he's down with us. Now people stop taking my style and for a joke I don't sass. So brass, I put the foot up the ass. Sometimes I fast, walk off like a seal.
When they reminisce over you.
For real. Mace chopped the record down to the bone. And now Renee King is on my telephone. But I got the ring, ha, ha, hey, hey.
Cause this type of shit happens every day.
I got the McNair connection, so my import stuff. What word am I? Cause I'm so fly.
Yes, on and on. I'm in like river, rock my yard. I got deals like Johnny. Sell at 7L. We're good for ya. Bigger than bigs. Dig it. I dug it. Ways that amazes folks. I am the is equals is cause it's caught up when the tide taught me the ropes. No waits for the bait. Man, I give you 4. For a verb unheard of, man, give me one more. Alright, you got it if you're special. With a dab of toe tapping when a lot's going on. And ain't a damn thing happening. The answer to the riddle is me. And here's the question, who could be? Fresh. Who could be? No. Who could be? Nice. Who could be? Beautiful. Who could be? Word. Who could be?
Me be the Jericho Turnpike Band. Best competition, try to take my way. I say the song you never heard before. I keep the famine in the mind. So mind your manners, baby. I run a line on you. Lay you on the springs, then slay you. All this in the condom, cause I be a taxpayer. Promoting of a moccasin, I skin like Danny Boone. When I swallow, hear the so give me room, just give me room. Back the hell up.
Know what I'm saying?
Or when I run the mic, there won't be no delaying. Pressure 40 dozen like an easy maker oven.
Blues got the muffin.
Eat it.
Blues got the muffin.
Eat it.
Intoxicate many with my talk without intoxicating myself. No, so I got to walk slow, but ego trip, 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 yeah, somebody's trip, ego trip, ego trip. Hey yo, Dizzy Gillespie plays a sax. Me, myself, I love to mag. Red bone booties, I'm out to wag. Stick up kids, it's out to tag. Spring again, and I'm feeling fine. Pass me an ice cold glass of wine, so I can get mellow. Lay back and let my girl play the cello. Hello, I hate jello, let me be me. Relax on my TV, watch a Hardy Boy mystery. Greg Nice, I'm Nitro, and I'm hype, so don't ever believe that you can deceive me. See many visions of love and splendor. I'm the real thing, not like a pretender. I rock rhymes over beats on a real tip. Stay real strong and hang on like a vice grip. Use my mind to control all my body parts. Got 10 early start,
Plus, I'm very smart, type of man that the girls wanna read about. Indeed, I proceed to rock the house without a doubt. Stepping up next, no further ado. Smooth B is gonna make it real funky for you. Funky for you, 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 funky for you. I'm gonna make it real. I know I can be what I wanna be.
Yeah, you listen to Super Blaze, let's go. Yeah, you listen to Super Blaze, let's go.
I know I can be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be. I know I can be what I wanna be. Be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be. I'll be where I wanna be.
Be boys and girls, listen up. You can be anything in the world. God we trust, an architect, doctor, maybe an actress, but nothing comes easy. It takes much practice. Like I met a woman who's becoming a star. She was very beautiful, leaving people in awe. Singing songs, Lena Horne, but the younger version hung with the wrong person. Got a stronger that. Sniffing up drugs, all in the nose. Could have died so young, now looks ugly and no fun. Cause now when she reaches for hugs, people hold their breath. Cause she smells of corrosion and death. Watch the company you keep and the crowd you bring. Cause they came to do drugs and you came to sing. So if you're gonna be the best, I'ma tell you how. Put your hands in the air and take the vow. I know I can be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be.
I know I can be what I wanna be. Be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be. I'll be where I wanna be.
Be boys and girls, listen again. This is for grown-looking girls who's only 10. The ones who watch videos and do what they see. As cute as can be, up in the club with fake ID. Careful, for you meet a man with HIV. You can host a TV like Oprah Winfrey. Whatever you decide, be careful, some men be rapists. So act your age, don't pretend to be older than you are. Give yourself time to grow. You thinking he can give you wealth, but so young boys, you can use a lot of help, you know. You thinking life's all about smoking ice. You don't want to be my age and can't read and write. Begging different women for a place to sleep at night. Smart boys turn them in and do whatever they wish. If you believe you can achieve, then say it like this. I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. Now go.
I know I can be what I wanna be. Be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be. I'll be where I wanna be.
Be. Before we came to this country, we were kings and queens, never porch monkeys. There was empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu, where every race came to get books to learn from black teachers who taught Greeks and Romans, Asian Arabs, and gave them gold. When gold was converted to money, it all changed. Money then became empowerment for Europeans. The Persian military invaded. They heard about the gold, the teachings, and everything sacred. Africa was almost robbed naked. Slavery was money, so they began making slave ships. Egypt was the place that Alexander the Great went. He wasn't shocked at the mountains with black faces, shot up their nose to impose what basically still goes on today. You see, if the truth is told, the youth can grow. They learn to survive until they gain control. Nobody says you have to be gangsters. Read more, learn more, change the globe. Ghetto children, do your thing. Hold your head up, little man, you're a king. Young princess, when you get your wedding ring, your man is saying, she's my queen. I know I can be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be. Now let's get it all in perspective. For all y'all enjoyment, a song y'all can step with. Y'all appointed me to bring rap justice, but I ain't 5-0, y'all know it's Nas, yo. Grey Goose and a whole lot of hydro. Only describe us as soldier survivors. Stay laced in the vest, well dressed with finesse in the white tee, looking for white men. A girl who fly and talk so nicely. Put her in the coupe so she can feel the nice breeze. We can drive through the city, no doubt, but don't say my car's topless. Say the titties is out. Newness, here's the anthem. Put your hand up that you wish with, count your loop with. Push the pool stick in your new crib, same hand that you hoop with. Swing around like you stupid. King of the town, yeah, I've been that. You know I click clack, where you and your men's at. Through the Smurf, through the WAP baseball bat. Rooftop like we bringing 88 back. They shoot. Made you look. You a slave to a page in my rhyme book. Getting big money, playboy, your time's up. Where them gangsters, where them dimes at? They shoot. Made you look. You a slave to a page in my rhyme book. Getting big money, playboy, your time's up. Where them gangsters at? Where them dimes at? This ain't rapping, this is street hop. Now get up off your ass like your seat hot. My live niggas lit up the reaper. Truck in the car, we got the street sweeper. Don't start none, won't be none. No reason for your mans to panic. You don't want to see no ambulance. Knock a pimp's drink down in his pimp cup. That's the way you get Timberland up. Let the music diffuse all the tension. Wall of prevention, free admission. Hustlers, dealers, and killers can move swift. Girls get close, you can feel where the tools kept. All my just coming home, these parolees. Kid money, leave the beef alone slowly. Get out my face, you people so crony. Pull out my waist, the eagle roll 40. They shoot. Made you look. You a slave to a page in my rhyme book. Getting big money, playboy, your time's up. Where them gangsters, where them dimes at? They shoot. Made you look. You a slave to a page in my rhyme book. Getting big money, playboy, your time's up. Where them gangsters at? Where them dimes at?
Let's go. You know what it is, man. It's a campaign mix. Super Blaze on the 1 through 2. You know what it is, baby. Come on.
See niggas running. Yo, my mood is real rude. I'll lay you out, show you what still do. Mobsters don't box my punch out.
Got a few more minutes to go before we tap in with Mac real quick.
Punk houses, like Punch said, you ain't even in me class up.
Make sure you got y'all
CTV plasma. Ladies looking for
your notepads and your paper,
whatever you choose,
your pens and your pencils, you know what I mean?
Or he a thug and intelligent too.
Take some notes tonight.
Bread is. Show me love, let me feel how the head is.
Aboriginal Wallstreet, you know what it is, man.
It's always the nasty.
Let's go.
And I like a little sassiness, a lot of class. Mommy reaching your bag, past the fifth. I'm a leader at last. This a dawn you with. My nines to spit. Niggas lose consciousness.
Say it again. They never did. Let's go.
Bang, bang, bang.
DJ Super Blaze in the mix.
Brave hearts.
Stand up. Let me know that you understand. Is there a heart? Is there a heart in the house? You got to have love. You got to have love in your heart.
Yeah. My beginnings was intense. Who'd have thought I'd go legit? For sure. Yeah. We coming blacker than Black Panther 2.
Nobody this thorough, that's the truth. Never go against the family, that's something you don't do. Don't get Eddie Kane trying to sing your way back in the group. Nah, stars in the ceiling, got sun in the building, rep that 718. It's hard to depart from that feeling, careful selling weight. The DA be watching who dealing, get yourself straight before they find that paraphernalia. For those who brave hearts.
Let me know what you understand. Is there a heart in the house? Is there a heart in the house? You got to have love. You got to have love in your heart.
Yeah. My beginnings was intense. Who'd have thought I'd go legit? For sure. Yeah. Yeah. We coming blacker than Black Panther 2. Nobody this thorough, that's the truth. Never go against the family, that's something you don't do. Don't get Eddie Kane trying to sing your way back in the group. Nah, stars in the ceiling, got sun in the building, rep that 718. It's hard to depart from that feeling, careful selling weight. The DA be watching who dealing, get yourself straight before they find that paraphernalia. For those who claim 100 million on taxes, beautiful actresses, street dudes who turn activists who used to move packages. No
shout out to Love on Purpose. Much love, mama.
Against legitimize all your hustles before the gavel hit. It takes waking up early to face the moment debating. Should I save it or blow it? I mean, it's only some paper. None of my neighbors too nosy. The Joneses owning some acres. To be the greatest is lonely, but it chose me. I take it, whatever the case may be. I'm out of space so deep. NASA without the A at the end. Take off on 3. What's the cost of a CD? With 1,500 places, one sale. What's that? The 1,500 P's on one scale. For a starving artist trying to sneak out and reroute. Originality I seek out. Let's clean house to Black homeowners. Check it out. To Black homeowners take over and throw the lease out. This that movie real, the Jordan Peele of this thing. Low key, boy, pull the strings behind the scenes. All my soul is for my kids, and the code out and did. All them O's I tried to flip. Who'd have thought I'd go legit? Yeah. And the code out and did. Pretty girls who let me hit. Who'd have thought I'd go legit? Yeah. And the coat that you did, all them O's you tried to flip. Who'd have thought you go legit? Grown man business, COVID closed, jail visits. Stove still lit, many still on the scales with it. System failed, my in the trial hearing no bill. Eyewitness showed up and snitches. I read Jesus' diary and ran to tell the streets. No, this ain't no hype, we in the belly of the beasts. All they said was I would be a felon, be deceased. Instead I'm in Margiela in Loewe with the crease. The consummate, kill them all, call the bomb squad and the SWAT for this. Got off the block for this. All my soul is for the kids and the coat that I did. Pretty girls who let me hit, it's only right I went legit. Too legit. And the coat that I did. All them O's I tried to flip. Who'd have thought I'd go legit? Yeah. I do it for y'all. And the coat that you did. All them O's you tried to flip. Who'd have thought you go legit? Do it for y'all. Yeah. We was just chilling on the sofa. No job. No school. Ghetto babies. I was small time to big time. You could do it too. Go legit. Yeah. Believe in yourself. Live the life you deserve. That's how we do. I ain't forget the roaches and mice. I ain't forget all that.
Cash rules everything around me. Queen, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
Up on the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no job at second hands. Moms bounced on old man. So then we moved to Shallon Land. A young youth, you're rocking the go-to. Low goose, only way I begin to G-York was drug loot. And let's start it like this, son. Rolling with this one and that one. Pulling out gats for fun. But it was just a dream for the team who was a fiend. Started smoking moons at 16. And running up in gates and doing hits for high stakes. Making my way on 5 skates. No question I was speed for cracks and weed. The combination made my eyes bleed. No question I would flow off and gotta get the dough off. Chicken up rap boys on board boy. My life got no better. Same damn low sweater. Times is rough and tough like leather. Figured out I went the wrong route. So I got with a sick tight click and went all out. Catching keys from proceeds. Rolling in MPVs every week. We made 40 G's. Yo, brothers respect mine. I ain't gonna take now. Bow. Move from the gate now.
Cash rules everything around me. Queen, get the money. Dollar bill, yo. Cash rules everything around me. Queen, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
It's been 22 long hard years.
still struggling. Survival got me bugging, but I'm alive on arrival. I beat back the shape of the streets to stay awake to the ways of the world. Deep, a man with a dream, with plans to make cream, which failed. I went to jail at the age of 15, a young buck selling drugs and such, who never had much, trying to get a clutch on what I could not touch. The court played me short and I face incarceration, pacing, no one upstates my destination. Handcuffed in back of a bus, 40 of us. Life as a shorty shouldn't be so rough. But as the world turned, I learned life is hell. Living in the world no different from a cell. Every day I escape from Jake's giving chase, selling bass, smoking bones in the staircase. Though I don't know why I chose no cess. I guess that's the time when I'm not depressed, but I'm still depressed. And I ask, what's your work? Ready to give up, so I seek the old earth who explain working hard may help you maintain, to learn to overcome the heartaches and pain. You got stick up kids, corrupt cops and crack rocks and stray shots, all in a block that stays hot. Leave it up to me while I be living proof to kick the truth to the young black youth. The shorties running wild, smoking cess, drinking beer, and ain't trying to hear what I'm kicking in his ear. Neglected for now, but yo, it got to be accepted. That what? The life is hectic.
Cash rules everything around me. Green, get the money. Dollar, dollar, bill, yo. Cash rules everything around me. Green, get the money. Dollar, dollar, bill, yo.
That man is fine, very fine, yeah. So fine, that's why he's mine, yeah. Real cute like a reserva. So smooth like goes my power. I don't mind, no, I don't mind, yeah. If he got February's eyes, yeah. He protects me like Luke Cage. He's my babe, oh, he's my babe.
You know the city, man, that's when the ops don't. With my inventory, how we keep the top slow. Different homes throughout the city like I'm Sean Combs. Keep a kilo in the kitchen like it's pot roast.
Yeah, you listening to Super Blaze, let's go.
You know the city, man, that's when the ops don't. With my inventory, how we keep the top slow. Different homes throughout the city like I'm Sean Combs. Keep a kilo in the kitchen like it's pot roast. Love in the eyes, money on my mind. Paint the city red, Keith Harris 305. Boots in abundance, scoops in the Hummers. Black Escalade, troops and the gunners. You hit a boom, all you suckers better duck. Rich nigga World Cup, you better bet on us. I put my shorty first when I pen a verse. Love at first sight, or was it just a curse?
That man is fine, very fine, yeah. So fine, that's why he's mine, yeah. Real cute like a reserva. So smooth like goes from power. I don't mind, no, I don't mind, yeah. If he got February's eyes, yeah. He protects me like Luke Cage. He's my baby, oh, he's my baby. I feel free as a bird, flying around in the moon. As long as, baby, as long as I got, baby, 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 I'm flying. As long as I got you, baby, you, baby. And I'm not trying to let go. Baby, 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 I'm flying. As long as I got you, baby, you, baby. Mickey like what she like, eh? Only you can get me right, babe. And I love the way you love me, like Kanye loves Kanye. So sexy, what can I say?
Check.
I want
You know what it is, man? It's a campaign mix. It's your boy Super Blaze about to be out.
He's my babe, he's my babe.
I'm gonna turn it over to Mac in a minute, you know what I mean?
Feel free as a bird.
Don't forget, hit that like button real quick. Subscribe, share. You can follow me on Instagram at DJ Super Blaze. You know what it is, man. You see the cash out. You're feeling froggy, what up? Hit me up, man. You know what it is. Support. Like they say, man, bang that cash out. You know what it is, man. Shout to Music Media Lounge. You can check them out 24/7. Visit MediaLounge.com.
As long
Check
as,
them out on YouTube,
baby,
on Instagram.
as long as I got
Got all kind of podcasts, mix shows, DJs. Nothing but the hotness up here. You know what it is, man.
and I'm not trying to let go. Baby, I'm flying.
Same time, same place. Next week, campaign make super plays. BSB through the campaign. You know what it is. It's the last one, man. We on that ice cream joint, so let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
It's only right.
Dope bowl, go skirt, yeah, yeah. 34 for that work, yeah, yeah. Dope fiend, got a pipe dream, yeah. Serve my neighbors, 34 flavors, I got ice cream, yeah, yeah. Nigga took it from the box Chevy to the yeah, yeah. Dope bowl, go skirt, yeah, yeah. 34 for that work, yeah, yeah. Dope fiend, got a pipe dream, yeah. Serve my neighbors, 34 flavors, I got ice cream, yeah. Yeah. Nigga took it from the box Chevy to the Bentley coupe. All night serving hard white nigga P. Miller in a dicky suit. Bullshit fucking yo bitch. I just put a baby in a nigga booth. 100 bitches in the penthouse. I be too live, let the nigga loot. I should fuck around, start a peep show. Like the sucker fucking she a freak though. Yeah, rap nigga gotta eat though. Got bricks nigga shake freak though. I been on the package for a week though. Plug hit a nigga with the lingo. Better have my money by the mingo. Got bricks nigga shake freak though. Yeah. Bitch, all white bricks. Hoe got caught with a 4-way, told on the whole damn gang on like that bitch. I was pushing on the interstate, trunk full of weight when my dog woke up. Told him I just did a whole thing with a fatty wop, no dog, all cut. Yeah, dope bowl, go skirt, yeah, yeah. 34 for that work, yeah, yeah. Dope fiend, got a pipe dream, yeah. Serve my neighbors, 34 flavors, I got ice cream, yeah. All white bricks.
When it come to getting money, nigga, we the best. Put a chopper on you pussies with the GPS. Getting dressed up for the club just to go be with rats. Never speaking with you niggas cause I'm speaking facts. Couple mil a duffel bag, I got a block to feed. Kill them niggas homicide, they got a lot of leads. She told me I'm the richest nigga that she ever met. 20,000 Balenciagas, I ain't wet him yet. Her new boyfriend keep asking where you met him at.
Yeah, dope bowl, go skirt, yeah, yeah. 34 for that work, yeah, yeah. Dope fiend, got a pipe dream, yeah. Serve my neighbors, 34 flavors, I got ice cream.
Pull up. All white. All white. We live. We live. You know, we live in the building. MediaLounge.com. Always got to plug that in. Shout out to Campaign Mix. Obviously presented to you by DJ Super Blaze. Yours truly. You see that cash app at the bottom? You can get at him, send him a little. You want requests of certain things, certain songs you want. You know, he pulled a mix up. Pull up. What they call it in the culture, in Jamaican culture? In money pull up. What they call it? Money pull up. Money pull up. I see. I'll be catching on. I'll be hanging out, listening and shit. You know. I mean, right. Different cultures of our people. You know what I'm saying? They say money pull up. Yeah, when you hear your favorite song, you run to the DJ booth, you slap $100 down, like, yo, play that back real quick.
100.
100. We ain't taking
doing it like that.
What?
100 piece for the pull up.
All right, next week I'm gonna play a video next week. I'm gonna show you how these boys do it. They don't play. They don't play. It's money. It's money be all over the laptop, like just thousands. Just yeah. We leave it there. We leave it right there so you can see, like, yeah. Not everybody. If you ain't got it like that, if you ain't doing it like that as a DJ, yo, you ain't doing nothing.
You ain't getting that love. But still, we want you to show some love to my man Blaze in the Campaign Mix. You've been doing this over 2 years. You've been in this mix. You heard? Yeah, all sorts of varieties of music, all sorts of cultures touching our people. You heard? Oh, and man, we're gonna do it like that. Yeah, we close to it. You heard? We're approaching that 2-year range. Well, we really in 2 years. Really, we just don't be counting it like that. You know? We just be here, like Sunday service and shit. You know what I'm saying? We just show up. You know what I mean? Every Sunday we hug 8 to 11. Yeah. You know, I appreciate everybody that's tapping in live, watching this. You know, all the ones again that come after the fact and watch the show. Obviously, if you come in after the fact, hit the like button, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Share it with your people. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know, they got the campaign mixing afterwards. You know, we got the podcast mix show for vibe we got going on here with the party.
the autonomous party. You know what the word autonomous, the harsh reality is live life autonomously. You heard me? So that's to self-govern yourself in a certain way. That's spiritually, socially, politically, you know what I'm saying, economically, you know what I'm saying, culturally. We need to be autonomous at all these levels of things, you know what I mean? And obviously building our Aboriginal Wall Street ideal, our, you know, in our ville. I remember the other day we just came across Niggerville, right? Last week we were talking about Niggerville or the Nigger Village. I know that sounds derogatory, right? But at the same time, hey, that's what they called it. I'm just going off the historical narrative, what they said, right? So we're trying to build a Maroonville. You see what I'm saying? We ain't gonna call it Niggerville. We're gonna call it Maroonville. You feel me? And inside the Maroonville, when you pull up, you know what I'm saying, on the main street, it's gonna be called Aboriginal Wall Street. You heard? You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna have a street dedicated to us to the avenue that takes us to the back roads and shit, so we can go do, you know what I mean, what we do. You feel me? No matter what it might be, culturally and spiritually, what you got going on. Cause we ain't gonna discriminate in our ville. You feel me? The ville, the village. So in a sense tonight, though, you know, obviously our guest is coming up in a minute or so, but we're gonna play a clip, current situations. You know, obviously we've been covering and watching all this stuff going on with what happened with Kanye, and then obviously Kyrie got hit. I think Dave Chappelle said, you know what I'm saying, shit. Kanye hit him so hard, Kyrie got in trouble. And it's two names you ain't supposed to say in the news. You know what I mean? The U's. You should I say they use if you were from Miami, you'd be like, he talking about University of Miami, the U's. No, you know what I'm talking about. You know, Yahoo and all that good stuff. And he was confused about who could be subscribed to that faith or that culture or those people and what they went through in history, going all the way to 1492. Yeah. Ben Negro family in them. You know what I'm saying? Coming off the coast of West Africa and stuff like that. We gave you that last week. Check out the podcast from last week. Who was denigrated in 1492. You know what I'm saying? We went through that last week, so check out the last week podcast. And obviously in a few minutes we're gonna go straight to our guests. But right now we're gonna play a quick clip of current events and what Kanye, because everybody telling Kanye keep your mouth closed. But I found this interesting. They're saying this ain't supposed to be online, but this is the message he got that I think maybe people might not have heard. So we're gonna play a clip of it real quick before we go to our special guest tonight. Check this out.
Opinions. We are controlled by the media. And today it all changes. We need to think how to think free. We need to be free thinkers. Then we need to learn how to feel free. People say feel free, but we don't even know how to feel free or think free. Say what you feel, positive or negative, grounded in reality. This reality has been forced upon us. It is a choice. Just like when I said slavery is a choice. The reality, we can make our own reality. We can talk about history, but not too long. We need to talk about our now because we can fix and start loving each other now.
But the thing is, we have the resources on this planet to have a human utopia, to have respect for each other, mankind. We have that. But we're too concerned about getting the next Hollywood film to Netflix. We have the resources. There's new billionaires every day. You apply the right type of thinkers, like the Elon Musk, the people with the real ideas. Like, politics is dead. It's over with. Politics, like, these kids need some type of real truth. I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna influence and I'm just gonna be me, the fullest. Because it's also with my approach, you know, it's a certain point of a level of like frustration because waiting for everyone to agree may take too long. I'm not gonna sit inside of a corporation for 20 years. The time is now. The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.
I wanted a degree, but 4 years to get one? No thanks.
And when did you have the most anxiety in grammar school or high school? No question. On test day. So your entire life become this test. I ain't trying to say the right answer. I am just doing what I feel. My mama said trying is failing. There is no ifs, woulds, coulds, shoulds. It just is. And we just are. And it is so. It's simple. And this mentality should not be defeated. Yea, cannot die. Yea, cannot be buried. There is nothing. And matter of fact, no enemy. The enemy is a concept that's out. Before I found Christ and gave my life to God, I would try to lean on my own understanding. And that's the universe is like a black hole of information. What do you mean by your own understanding? Meaning, when people ask Einstein, said, you're the smartest person, what would you like to know? Einstein's response was, I'd like to understand the mind of God. Meaning God is all knowing, and we can only know or see. And for me as a visionary, we can only know or see what God allows us to see and what he feels we're ready to see and understand to maximize what our Maslow's hierarchy of need chart is. What sets our dopamines, what sets our serotonins off, what makes us feel good. Basically, like, we did a good deed, and it's like it was somehow, just doing a beat for a local dope rapper really meant a lot to me when I was 14 years old. Doing a beat for just anyone famous that had a major record deal was a lot to me at age 19. Me being able to, put out my own music, and that was a lot to me at age 24. Meaning, as I grow, God sets new stages in the game of life for me that you get your satisfaction. Like Maslow's hierarchy of need is like our satisfaction chart. What makes us feel whole and accomplished as a human being? So as I go through these different levels, there's times where I would use confidence when I knew what I was doing, and I would use arrogance when I didn't know what I was doing. But I'd rather use arrogance than to let someone diminish my idea of myself, because that is what keeps us going. Hope actually keeps us alive. Anybody you ask, most people, it's like, do you want tomorrow to come? And they say yes, they have hope for it. But I went from having confidence and arrogance to having faith, and faith is the opposite of fear. And that created this fearless approach that I have, and that's what now has made me the fearless leader that I am, that I've like crystallized into the leader that my mom always knew I would be when kids followed me in preschool, the leader that people saw when we changed the sound of music.
I like when Jay-Z said, show you how to move in a room full of vultures. It's not like you don't really have to change who you are and start saying, I'm going to be a snake, I'm going to be that. You know what I'm saying? Just know you can't let people use you or misuse you. Life is about using people, though. Just don't misuse them.
I mean, just in life, if you like the type of music and you listen to it all the time, why not follow your heart? Why not follow what makes you happy? I remember when the song the movie American Werewolf in Paris came out, and it had the theme song, I think was by Blur. Nothing hurts like your mouth, mouth. And like me and my friends used to love that song so much. And it was like we weren't supposed to like the song or something because of where we were from. Or we like songs like So Kiss Me Under the Moonlit Starlight. Like all these songs are just these incredible melodies from the 80s and from the 90s. A lot of the 90s stuff. People keep on saying 80s, but they were like Mr. Jones and me. All these sweeping melodies and Nirvana and shit like that. And I'm like, I really love music, and I love to sing these songs, and I can make music. So why not just make music? The greatest thing that a man has to give to anyone, whether it's their kids, whether it's their wife, is time. And how much time do we spend, chasing the American dream or chasing money and materialistic things? How much time do we actually give to the women and children? And that's what this album, more so than, what type of music, the way I chose to express it, that message is what people need to leave with the most, I think. There's a balance of family and calling that I specifically have. I have to protect and take care of my family and make sure with the power that God has put in my hand that I do everything that I can as the father to provide the best chance at them being the maximum success that they can be. I think people focus too much on the past and focus too much on regret. Even like when you deal with schools, like you take like the slave idea. My point is, I've heard of history class. I've never heard of a class that breaks down how you balance a checkbook or how you control your finances, which my father never taught me that. And I've never heard of future class. So they keep us so focused on history that we start to believe that it actually repeats itself. And we become overly traditional, and we can't advance as a race of beings. We get too caught up in the past and what everyone's saying, what everyone's tweeting. And sometimes you just have to be fearless enough to break the simulation. I refuse to follow those rules that society has set up in the way that they control people with low self-esteem, with improper information, with branding, with marketing. I refuse to follow those rules. It's about truth. It's about information. It's about awesomeness. And the only luxury is time, the time you spend with your family. That's the only luxury to this concept. A lot of people say, okay, well, you have to do music. I'm going to keep doing music, but what if people told me I couldn't rap? What would have happened? What if people told me I couldn't perform? I have other goals and other things, and I'm going to use my platform, every platform, to stand up and say, I want to make something. I want to make the next Ralph Lauren. That was the point of the Zayn interview. They say people don't stand up and protect their dreams. People are too scared of getting, spoofed in a way.
Let's go.
Yeah. 908. LA time. Back in the lab and shit. My wife said, I can't say no to nobody, and at this rate we gon' both die broke. Got friends that ask me for money knowing I'm in debt, and like my wife said, I still didn't say no. People tryna say I'm going crazy on Twitter. My friend's best advice was to stay low. I guess it's hard to decipher all of the bills, especially when you got family members on payroll. The media said it was outlandish spending. The media said he's way out of control. I just feel like I'm the only one not pretending. I'm not out of control, I'm just not in a control. I know I'm the most influential. That time cover was just confirmation. This generation's closest thing to Einstein. So don't worry about me, I'm fine. I can see 1,000 years from now in real life. Skip on the paradigm and shift it when I feel like control conventional thought. Don't need the question. I know it's antiquated, so sometimes I get aggressive. Thank God for Jay Electra. He down with the mission. Did it with no permission. On our own conditions. Most blacks with money have been beaten to submission. Yeezy with the big house did it way different. Never listen to Hollywood producers. Don't stare at money too long. It's Medusa. The ultimate Gemini has survived. I wasn't supposed to make it past 25.
Yeah, you're looking at the church in the night sky.
Pull up. Bang, bang, I just want y'all to hear that first verse because he's been saying these things. People say he might be emotional and color the rant, but at least he's consistent with it. It's not like the man just came out overnight and just started saying these things. He's had his ideals, his thoughts. Respect the man's, the First Amendment, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, really. When Dave Chappelle said, shit, Kanye called someone from Kyrie got in trouble. Because people are forgetting with all the attention on Kyrie right now that Kanye is the reason why I think it sparked for Kyrie to even, share on his public platform a video that's been out on Amazon 2-3 years now, at least, right? What was it, 2018, 2019 or something like that? The video got put on the platform? It's been a minute. We'll get that for y'all in a minute. But let's pull up our special guest tonight. You already know he's a regular, really, on our Aboriginal Wall Street especially. Shout out to our guest, Money Corner, MastaEther. What's popping?
What's good, man? Hi, everybody.
Oh, we doing all right, man. We doing all right. Appreciate you for pulling up on the couch tonight. For our first hour of this joint, man. I want to get your thoughts and your perspective on everything currently going on, and obviously the financial sector that I know you've been covering. So I'm gonna let you go in. I'm giving the floor to you first. Besides the way how you feel, everything good? You and the family, everything straight?
Yeah, we good. Still doing renovations, man. This thing is taking for freaking ever, man. So still doing some renovations, trying to get it popping. And almost finished on the last leg, man. Got probably like 2 or 3 more weeks and should be set up.
Word.
So,
That's real talk. That's real talk. The floor is yours. You money corner. So when you pull up, you know what I'm saying? I know you leading the floor with this part of what we do over here on the podcast. You've been doing it with us for 2 years. We hit 2 years, by the way. So I had to get you back in here real quick around the timing of the 2-year situation. You know what I mean? A lot of people might not know. Shout out to everybody that's been following us for that time frame. You know what I mean? So shout out to you for being with us for that 2-year. Because a lot of people might say, damn, how you get there that fast? We started, we here. Just that fast. Pandemic.
Yeah.
2 years later, we here. So some people don't make it past their first year. So we appreciate being here. We appreciate you being with us. So what's up, man? Talk to us.
Yeah, I appreciate
what's on your
you
mind?
let me come on too, man. I appreciate that as well. Same thing. Nothing really changed. I see that you was talking about the Kanye, the Kyrie. That's what's popping right now. That's hot. I've even seen some people right now just make that their career. Yeah, I see some people, just came out the blue now as everybody popping out this video and giving their opinion and everything. And the thing is some old information. So the youth, the younger generation are picking up on that, especially like if you're in your 30s, mid-30s or something like that. Maybe something where you just got exposed to that type of truth. It's something that, the master teachers have taught you a long time ago. You got into that, you moved on. So you're not kind of stuck in that Hebrew Israelite kind of phase. No disrespect to nobody. That's what you're into. That's what you're into. But that was a train of thought or part of my thinking way back in like 90s. So it's like you get that, you move on. It's a feather in your cap, and then you find out what is new to conquer right now. Now that you got that information, but it all goes back to you being able to control your platform. That's why Black New Media is very important, because you talking about you control the narrative instead of somebody else controlling the narrative, and then they come in and they bully you and tell you, nah, this is what you got to do. And then you got to come back with a little sorry ass apology. No more of that. No more of that. Stand 10 toes down on what you believe in, stand firm, and let everybody know this is what it is. See, when somebody got you by the neck, they don't always be able to do that to you. So, like even Ice Cube is giving props for his basketball league. We got to look into that a little bit more. Some of these brothers, you may need to walk away from the game and go ahead and do your thing. To tell you the truth, a lot of these cats got big paper already, and they just stacking up for what? Your money ain't working for you. You ain't letting the money work for the people. And I ain't saying give your money to nobody or leave your bag on the table, but it got to get to a point that you got to stand firm in your convictions, man. So if you believe in something, you stand behind that. You don't fall back because somebody say, oh no. And especially when you got facts. Those facts have been on the table for a long time. Think about Professor Griff and Chuck D. That's the reason Public Enemy ain't around today. And that was one of the most prominent groups when I was a little boy. I used to write them lyrics down, knew them by heart. And all Professor Griff said is that, hey, man, those folks right there is responsible for the slave trade. I got the manifestos where they signed. You see Mordecai, you see Moses and Levi all over the manifestos. This is what it is. Oh, man, the whole world was set ablaze by Professor Griff saying that. He even wrote it in a book later on. And Public Enemy was broke up. They twisted Chuck D's arm. Chuck D came out splaining, all that splaining about Professor Griff, and he shouldn't have done that and all kind of stuff, because you stepped on people's toes. Something that we invented that we don't control no more. So you don't control the hip hop no more. That's why they go get these little young boys, these little dusty little boys that talk about shooting and killing and just being on drugs all day, instead of something that's fulfilling, that we learn something, we actually applying it, and you hearing it in the music. That's your culture. The culture come out of the music. Our culture can't be what you listening to right now. So, and we got to change that. So the narrative is that you can say all you want about killing Black people and disparaging and putting Black people in a bad situation, but if you say something about other groups, all of a sudden you're a bad person. Now, them same groups are the one who run this whole thing, and it's okay for them to get by. It's okay for you to sit up here and sell your own peoples out and say some of the most ridiculous things you ever heard in your life. And then we go and we
we support it because we show up to the concerts, we show up all these other kind of places, and then that's what our little children are listening to. So we under attack, and we don't control the music, and we're not controlling that industry at all. So we got to get back into that, start to control our own things. That's why you see people who actually own their masters. You know, now they got a thing after so many years, you can own your own masters. People selling it off. That's what we need to be on from the giddy up, because we got to be able to control our own destiny. If not, you don't control the music, you don't control the culture. And that's kind of like where we at right now. We need to be able to control that culture. Too many people come in and they control it, and they muscle you down. And they say, "Oh, you better not say that. You're gonna lose your bag." And it's like, listen, if I got my own bag, I ain't gotta worry about nothing. That's the only thing about Ye that's freedom, is that Ye gonna say, "Hey, look, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on it." Now, I don't agree with everything he got to say, but the stuff that he is saying that I rock with, I definitely rock with that, because it's like, hey, look, you got to stand up to bullies. If you don't stand up to a bully, they're gonna bully you forever. You know, I grew up in Hollywood. I know how it is. You keep letting somebody bully you, they're gonna bully you to sleep. So you got to stand up, and I like that standing up, and we got to stand up and unify. And then once the grassroots and everybody say, "Oh no, we rocking with Kyrie, we stand with Kyrie," what they do? Oh man, that was a little excessive. Everybody started singing a different tune. All those cats that be wearing dresses on the NBA on part-time, they started singing a different tune all of a sudden. Oh no, you know, this is excessive and all this other kind of stuff. Yeah, I think they went too far. You wasn't saying that before. You know, you got to understand, man, you already got your paper, man. They can't come and take your paper away. And you got to think about it. Like Farrakhan said, if you can become not a billionaire within, 24 hours, were you ever a billionaire? Were you really ever a billionaire? If somebody could come and yank you out your status in less than 24 hours, was you ever that? Realistically.
Were you really ever that?
For the Nazis, Chase used to wash money for the Nazis. Chase washed a whole bunch of money for the Nazis during the war. Anybody stop and say, "I'm doing business with Chase"? You understand what I'm saying? Look at how many people have blackface, from Howard Stern to all these other folks. Did Chase stop doing business with them? Chase didn't stop doing business with them. You understand what I'm saying? That's where we at right now. Where you out of line? Let me get you back in line, man. If you better get back in line. If not, I'm gonna show you what it is. And it's like, look, man, have some balls, man. Just have a little bit of balls, man, and maybe face the music. People will respect you more in the long term. We ain't going for that no more. And that's what I got to say about that right there.
No, all I got is my balls and my word. That's all I have. It's my balls and my word. You feel me? That's what Scarface said. That's what I got. That's all I got. You feel me, Kofi? You already know personally how I feel about that shit. You heard? So you ain't getting into my balls. You heard? You feel me? Stop playing with me. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to keep it real. My word is all you get. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give you my word. You're going to stand on that. And we're going to be 10 tones on that. You're going to have to see me about that. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong on my word, I'm man enough to be like, hey, I didn't know better than I know. That's my word. You know what I'm saying? That's being accountable for your word. Even if some people might not agree with Kanye's position, let him be accountable for his word as a man and have to live up to it and have to own up to his wrongs. Like everybody else, humanity-wise, has the right to do. You know what I mean? What they believe in, if you agree with it or not. You know what I'm saying? People be triggered. I feel, cuz, you feel me? They be triggered. People be triggered because they have insecurities within themselves. And they're projecting off those who now play major roles in our society that look like us and how they think that them people should move within how they feel that they would move if they was in those positions. See what I'm saying?
I agree.
But you're not in those positions. So play your role in society and stand 10 toes on your word. So either way, though, as we go into that part of society and everything, how do you feel about society right now with the cryptocurrency? Because I know you've been with us for 2 years and that shit has gone, it's been a wave, it's gone up. That bitch gone boom, you know what I'm saying, landed. And I know people that stand 10 toe down with that too as well. You feel me? They're like, hey, but I seen in the news this the other day, the people that own the Mime Arena. You feel me? Whoever that was, FTX, man, them people trying to sell it now. You know what I'm saying? Because they done took a hit. You know what I mean?
Well, he did more than take a hit.
Like that.
He was scamming. So now they just have a license for the name. So they have a license for the name. They're looking for somebody else who want to buy the license now to make it.
That's what it is.
Right. That's all it is. They lost it because that dude there, man. It's a long story. It's a long story, but we're uncovering a lot of facts right now. But you got a guy who basically came in and was using users' funds at his exchange in order to fund his hedge fund, the little deals that he was doing on the side. And when they went and they said, hey, I'm looking at, there's a hole in their balance sheet. CoinDesk was the first to break the story and say, hey, I'm looking at, it doesn't look like to me that FTX has any money. Alameda Research is a company that's affiliated with FTX, and they're behind the Solana token. So what they did is that when they created FTX, they created a token called FTT. The FTT token was, you can do anything you want to do it. You created that thin air, and as it started to build momentum, they took $8 billion of that, $8 million. Don't quote me on that. And they gave it over to Solana, and that beefed up their books. So when investors came in, it was like, man, look, we like $4 to $8 billion strong, which made people want to invest in the project. People did invest in that project, but that money was just full of tokens that FTX created out of thin air, which is okay, but you can't go and have another company, the whole basis of their company, their financial basis, that is based off of you creating a token out of thin air. Either that token is going to be within your ecosystem. If you give it to another company, that can't be what beefs up their finances, and that's what happened.
Right.
So it's co-mingling of funds. I mean, just to put it not to go along with it, it's co-mingling of funds. You're not supposed to mingle your users' funds. They got an exchange, people putting their money on there, they buying coins, and they're holding those coins on that exchange. And they were taking that money, making it look like you had it on the outside, and on the inside, they was taking your money and doing what they wanted to do with it. I owned that token a long time ago. I never went with that exchange. I didn't really like it. I don't like the individual behind it. He seemed kind of shady. So I think he came into the game with like a $14 billion, doing some of the same things that he's doing in the crypto industry. That's a callous for the crypto industry. Crypto is cleansing itself. This whole year has been nothing but a straight cleanse. Bitcoin and stuff like that still good. Hash rate is up, so you ain't got to worry about that. We're going into a new age, monetary age, and this is the hiccups. Do your research and just pull up how many bank runs happened in this country over the last 100 years. Think about the bank run 1934. And later on, you end up getting, I think it's 1919, when they, during the Depression, we had a bank run. Later on, 1934, we end up having FDIC. When you go to the bank, it says FDIC insured. That's why we got FDIC insurance, because people's making bank runs, and they say no matter what you put in here, if you put $3 in here, if there's a bank run, we still gonna pay you out. And to this day, nobody has lost money in the bank since FDI insurance has been implemented. That's where we at right now. We're in the nascent stages of the game with crypto, and since we're in the beginning stages, in the infantry stages, we still have to go through some of those hiccups. We got to weed out some of these bad players. And that's what's been going on. Most of this stuff has been with centralized finance. What he was doing is he was like, yeah, I got this good bank in here. It's the same thing banks do it. It's the same thing. It's just that banks got regulated over time. It's the same as that concept when I was telling you about hypothecation or rehypothecation, where I say I got users' money and I take that money and I loan it out to other people and I get interest off that and then I'll be able to pay people off. As long as everybody don't come get their money at one time, I'm good. Like, for instance, not to be long, but blacksmiths back in the day, blacksmiths are some of the people that created your banking system. Because what happened is that people used to use gold. Used to have gold, and people would break off a little piece of gold, and they got to the point that you'd be giving people like more money than they're supposed to. You understand what I'm saying? Right. That's why you later on, you got those. If you look at the dime, you'll see the dime has these ridges all around the edges. So this way you would know if you were getting off a broken piece or not. So what they did is blacksmiths got smart. They say, man, everybody want me to hold their gold. So they started holding everybody's gold. So what they started doing on the low, they started giving loans out on gold because they knew that they had 5,000. Yeah, they had 5,000 people's gold and everybody wasn't coming. They said, damn, over the last 3 years, I ain't really had nobody come get their gold out. Nobody asked for all their gold back. So you know what? I'm gonna make a couple of little side deals. And if somebody come new saying, hey, I want my money back, all you do is you give them some of the new people gold. Whoever just gave you gold, deposited gold in the last week or so, you give them their gold. And that's exactly how the banking system works. And that's exactly what he was doing in crypto, which you shouldn't be doing, but that's what he was doing. And he has his own hedge fund, and he was taking that and making bets outside of his exchange with users' funds. He said, they got 8 billion. They have $900 million, just was reported earlier today, They have $900 million. They got their liabilities outnumber their assets. So that's why they're insolvent and they're bankrupt. And the Bahamian government has paused that guy, and they pretty much some sources say that they got him like they got him in custody. Some other people say that he hopped because he got a private jet. He hopped in a private jet and left. Now, Elon Musk, he was trying to buy Twitter, trying to give Elon Musk to buy Twitter. And if you read what Elon Musk said, man, this dude sound like a clown. I don't even want to go into nothing with him. He sound like a clown. He's like 32, 33 years old, billionaire. He sound like a clown. Now, the bigger picture is that Gary Gensler, who runs the SEC, which determines whether something is a security or not, that runs the whole stock exchange, right? Mm-hmm. He used to be a professor at MIT, right? This same dude, Sam Bankman-Fried, I call him fraud now because he's a fraud, but Sam Bankman, we call him SBF, Sam. He also was a student of Gary Gensler when he was a professor at MIT. Now, listen to this now. The guy who ran the MIT Department of Economics over there at MIT, his daughter was dating Sam. So now all four of them is all in, they breaking it down now. See, this is a legend about Gary Gensler. And this is the guy who runs the stock market. When somebody do something wrong, he come in and pop you and say, hey, look, you got a fine, or you know, we're going to have to take you off for a little while. You can't trade for a little while. This is how serious, how heavy a position this guy got. He left MIT, and his teacher, he's friends with Sam Bankman-Fried, and then on top of that, he's also friends with the guy who runs the MIT department, and his daughter was dating Sam Bankman-Fried, and she's also the vice president of Alameda, who takes over that runs Solana. So you see how many hands in the pot, and they all know each other, and when this thing it's unfolding every single day. You have an unregulated industry, and this is going to bring us some heavy adoption. And not adoption, but heavy regulation. We didn't want regulation like that because we knew that once we got those people in there, it's going to be a mess. And right now, but what we got now, we can't have crypto be like this right here. There's going to have to be where we have some people step in, and what they got to do is make an example out of somebody, and you'll stop all this shit. Once you make an example out of this guy, or maybe whoever is involved with him, you won't have this anymore. Like I say, Bitcoin and the rest of that, we still good. That's the monetary system. Now, the people chose that already. The fiat, that's gone. You see fiat right now, that thing inflating away. You lose your buying power every single day if you understand how the system works. That fiat is done. And the dollar is strong right now because everybody around the whole world is facing some extreme inflation, like Turkey with 85%, Venezuela in the 80s.
It's crazy.
There's so many countries in the 80s. Like I say, I told you this a couple of years ago. They had countries, then you bring a big wheelbarrow of money just to go get a loaf of bread and some eggs. It's serious business. So now you got Bitcoin. I ain't got to be doing none of that. And then I can maintain some value, and I can also transact. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies allows people who can't be unbanked. Like in Africa, you know, like it's more than 50%, way over 60% of people in Africa don't even have identification. They have no ID. You can't bank without ID. You can't get a credit card or anything like that. Cryptocurrency solved that. You your own bank, you your own wallet. Hold your own wallet, get a cold storage wallet, get your coins and put them in there. It's been doing pretty good as far as we're in the inflationary period, and we're in a recession. We go another 2 more quarters and we're in a depression at that point. And you have to understand what the climate is outside for us to be in a depression. You see a lot of people laying off. There's no more free money out there. If you follow what's been going on in the FOMC meetings, when the Fed Chairman Jerome Powell comes out and he tells you what the CPI numbers is, which is the Consumer Price Index, he's telling you, hey, look, this is what inflation is. I got to raise rates another 75 basis points. Every month so far, we've been getting a raise for 75 basis points to where earlier this year in February, when you went to go buy a house, you was getting 2% interest rate. Now the interest rate is 7%, going to 8% right now. You know how that just canceled out a whole bunch of people? That wiped out a bunch of people for affordable housing, and the middle class got wiped out from being able to get a house. And as it stands, the quickest way to build wealth in this country is home ownership, because you're gonna be able to get that equity. If anything, you messed up, you didn't have a 401k, you didn't save for retirement, you paid off your house, and you say, okay, well, at least I got $500,000 in my equity in my house paid for. That worst case scenario. People don't have savings. baby boomers are going back to work. They're also looking for roommates. You know, Social Security is an experiment. The first group that went through it is the baby boomers, and they didn't do so well. People who, think about it. Most people don't even have $100,000 when they finish their job and they've been putting money into a 401k. I lost because I have the stock market. We call it, it's a joke on the block. We don't call it a 401k. We call it a 101k because that shit been chopped down like 3 times already. So if you think, like, for instance, I'm down around the board, not just with crypto, just for stocks. I'm down around the board about 70%. So let's say, yeah, that's most of everybody. Most everybody's around.
I mean, but damn, boy, listen.
Around the board. I'm exaggerating a little bit. Let's say worst case scenario, I'm down. If I put everything and I added, I did the average, I'm probably down like probably 62%.
All the currencies and all the digital shit.
All my stocks that I have. Crypto
stocks
is
just
up and down. Crypto, I have substantial amount there, but it's down too. Everything is down. Yeah, this is a bear market. This is a bear market. Listen, you have to be able to stand strong and trade. And I trade every day, not trade, but buy. And I'm buying long term because you have to be able to trade even when it's your own blood in the street. If it's blood out there, you say, oh man, there's blood in the street, I'm trading because it means that everything is in red, everything is low. I'm trading, I'm buying because it's low. I mean, some of the prices you can get right now is crazy. I mean, you think about Google and Amazon and Tesla all split this year. They split and you had an opportunity to get in and then they drop lower than that. These companies ain't going nowhere. They pick them up for the extreme low. And if you brought it before they split, some of them you got a 5-to-1 split. So let's say you brought 10 shares on I don't know, Tesla, you got a 5-to-1 split. When the split was over, you came out with 50 shares. You know, you got to understand the game. Even when your blood is in the street, you still go out there and you put your money in there. Because this is something that hedge against inflation. Your money's actually working for you. Your money's just not sitting there. If it's sitting in the bank, you have to have a certain amount of cash to take care of business. But if you got excess cash and it's just sitting around and you don't have it working for you, it's not earning any interest, inflation killing your dollar. Put it out there and let it work for you. Right now, you're going to say, oh man, I want to put it out there, I'm losing money. No, man, you're doing it wrong. You want to buy when everything high. You got to buy when everything low. That's buying the dip. Right now, everything gonna sell. It's a fire sale. Get in there, start buying it. Think back to 2020, and I would pull up a chart. Next time I show you on the chart. On 2020, look at what Bitcoin was. Bitcoin went down to $3,800 because of the pandemic. In 2021 of November, we was at $69,000 for one Bitcoin, from $3,800 to $69,000. Now a lot of people like, man, I ain't buying that. I was buying. I bought. I kept buying. Then there was an opportunity that was there. It's the same thing with Tesla, same thing with Microsoft, Apple. I like AbbVie. It's a couple of the ETF. It's a lot of joints out there that's really, really low. And you can go and get in there and have a field day. Just go and say, hey man, I'm spending $1,000. And you went and you got yourself started with long-term investing, not trying to trade. Because trading is, you're going to get caught up. Over the long term, it shows that if you do a DC, a dollar cost average, you actually make out better in the market than you do if you decided you're going to try to trade, because you can't time the market. Your time in the market is more important than time in the market. And then once you kind of get that concept, you understand, say, man, it's blood in the street, even if it's your own. My blood in the street, I'm bleeding. I'm still buying though. Because I know when we get through it, everything is cyclical. As soon as we go through that cycle and we come up, we be at that peak, just like when you ride a roller coaster, you get up to the peak. When we get up to the peak again, we're in the bull market, everybody excited, everybody clapping their hands and smiling and stuff. But when the bear market, all of a sudden you get like so dumbfounded that you don't make any moves. It's the proverbial deer in the headlights syndrome, where you just kind of like shocked and you don't make any movements because you're like, man, I don't know what to do. And it's like, you do know what to do. You're supposed to be buying when it's low. And I don't mean going crazy. You still have incremental buys. So that don't mean like you just go, I'm going to put 10,000 on one thing. No, we're not gambling here. You have a concept. You got 10,000, break that up, 10 buys over $1,000. Or if you got 500, say, man, I'm going to do 20 buys for $500. Whatever the case may be, but you break that up so it makes sense for you, because that also starts to limit your risk. And you want to make sure that you can mitigate your risk by dollar cost averaging. So that's the game right now with crypto. You just keep your head in the game. This is a little funky right now. This is going to be a little setback because a lot of institutional investors are going to be hesitant to jump into the game, and we really needed that type of money in order for us to boost the price of Bitcoin and increase the scarcity, which increases the price of Bitcoin. So watch what happens within the next 24 months when everything starts to hit that incline, and you start to say, wow, look what happened. Man, I should have did this. You hear everybody talking about what they coulda, shoulda, woulda, but nobody actually did it. And it was just a little bit of bread. And it's for the long time. Like I'm telling my oldest son, he want to trade, do it for the long term. A 10-year horizon. Worst case scenario, 5 years. You investing for 5 years. You're not investing for 5 minutes. You're not investing for 50 minutes. You're investing for 5 to 10 years long term. If you think you're going to live that long, why not let your money work for you?
Right.
That's what we're missing out on the bus. It's not working for you. Put that money in the bank and spending it off real quick. And then when you get to retirement age or you get near that, or you just get tired of working, you can't get tired of working. You're going to still work because you didn't get your money working for you somehow. And savings is not going to cut it. If you, right now, people, back in the day, you could retire with 100K. You say, man, I got 100K in the bank. I'm good. Like in the 80s, if you had 100K and you retired, you'll make it with your Social Security. You'll make it. You're not going to make it right now.
Not no more. Not no more.
20K.
100K ain't shit no more.
No, it's not. Just like, you know, being a millionaire ain't really shit. It's really not. It's really not. Because like, for instance, let's say you had $4 million in the bank. Now you hit this market right now. Let's say you're down 60%. Now you're saying, oh man, I'm at 4 million. Now I got 1.8. Just that quick. Let's say if you was a millionaire, you hit this market, you hit a bear market, and now you're like, man, I'm a 600,000 guy now. I only got about 700, 600,000 versus that million I had. But the only thing is that you know how the game works. You're going to be all right. You just keep investing, because when we hit that next cycle and we come up again, that's just how it is. It's cyclical. We hit the next cycle, that one, you was what, $1 million, now you at 1.8. So then when it dip again, instead of you going down to 600,000, you're at 1.2 now. And see, that's what most people are missing the bus on, that when it comes, the next wave comes around, you're stronger and you're able to deal with that bear market. You understand
That's
what I'm
real.
saying?
That's reality. I like how you put that together. For somebody that's in it, it makes sense the way you just said it, because you're going through it yourself. So you obviously, some people will be emotional, losing money, and some people look at it from the outside like, hold on, that man just lost so much money. Okay, but like you said it, you're investing, you know what it is, and if you know what the long-term gain is, you've been in the game, you ain't just like taking a risk because you just are trying to get some money real quick, which a lot of people did. You know what I mean? But that's part of the game too. You get into a game, you really don't know the game. You know what I mean? And now you lost a little money, it discouraged you, and now you're like, but I don't want to lose no money like that before. I can't afford it. Shit, I was hoping I'd come up real quick. I was trying to buy a car. You know what I'm saying? I just needed some money for a down. I was trying to come up so I could put a down payment on a house. Nah, I lost that money. Shit, Tom Brady, some people might speculate, him and his wife had invested a lot of money into a crypto situation, and that shit crashed.
It was an FTX.
Right, same shit. And that shit crashed. And Tom Brady, after he lost that money, said probably, what? I lost how much of my earnings? How much I'm worth? How much
he lost over 60% of his net worth.
So when people don't understand why he probably decided to take the contract and go back and play, he got nothing coming when you got an overhead.
Yeah, and then he's trying to go through a divorce from what I hear too, and that's costly, man.
Yeah.
That's costly. You got to get your money right. You got to get your money right. But you know, he invested in something he didn't know about. He didn't understand. That dude fooled a lot of people. Elon Musk said he wasn't fooled when he was going about Twitter. He said he wasn't fooled. That dude fooled a lot of people, man. He's a young kid, talk the talk, and he's a smart guy, and he was already a billionaire, and people was buying into it. That's the old adage, man. You know, that's the old situation. Just like with Bernie Madoff, when he was making all money. You're charismatic, you're intelligent, and he did the same thing. He took his new clients' money to pay his old clients' dividends.
That's real.
And that's the definition of that, what people call a Ponzi scheme. But everything in finance, to a certain degree, is a Ponzi scheme. Just like when the banks, the government, Federal Reserve pumps out money and give it to the banks, that's a Ponzi scheme. They created wealth out of thin air. That's why when we asking for reparations and we trying to get straight, we're like, man, you're giving too many people too much money. You can't be giving the Ukraine billions. This is my taxpayers' money. I pay taxes in this country. I can't get reparations after you wrong me. You owe me a debt. I'm not begging to ask for no handout like some of these other people. They asking for a handout. You owe me a debt. And it's a debt that I can go and put my hands on. It's a tangible debt. And we can go through history and show you that. And then we can also quantify why you owe me this much money because of the labor that I did for so many years and what would be the rate of exchange in the present day. That's why I know how much money you owe me. And you telling me you ain't got no money for me. You got to go do a study and do HR 40 and study whether or not I should be owed reparations. But you can go and give billions of people my tax dollars. You ain't asked me permission for that. Ukraine is some neo-Nazi suckers, and you going to give them my money, and you ain't asked me nothing for that. We get in the $1 billion range. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And then it's the same people that want to silence you, but then they sending their money up over there to those neo-Nazis. Listen, they had their involvement with that. You can't act like history didn't happen. And that's what's going on here in America. And that's why we need to be on our own platforms. I like what people are doing now. Certain people, get your own website. Don't depend on YouTube and all this kind of people. They can shadow ban you or you got a copyright strike and all these other little things that fall underneath their umbrella of doing something wrong. Go get your own thing. So at least if anything happened, you can link it back to your own website. So you ain't got to have people in the dark. Black new media is something that's been getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And now we have a voice. That's why the Democrats in this midterm election that just came by, they were like, oh, the black man ain't voting. The black man this and that. We want tangibles, man. You got to give me something. I'm not giving you my vote. Everybody votes for a reason in the block. We get disrespected. You see them talking about Asian or Latin people talking about, oh, black men ain't voting. Asian men ain't voting. Nobody worry about black men. They want to demonize you. You got to be the poster child for everything. You got to be a poster child for pedophilia. You got to be the poster child for people out here who raping everybody. You got to be the poster child for stealing X, Y, and Z. Now you see that, you see that where we at now, we the new poster child for anti-Semitism when we don't do anything. When you look at the mosque and all these little Jewish establishments that's been blown up and been harassed, they've been harassing these people. These are all white men. Black people don't be doing nothing. You have mosques in all black neighborhoods and there ain't nothing happening. How am I being anti-Semitic when I'm telling you something about history? And then you have no history of me doing anything outwardly to you anyway. I did nothing to you. I never came at you like that. I just said, I'm the original. I'm the original almost everything. You come from out of me. I'm the original man. So why even try to check me on that? You trying to check me on something? That's whack, because what it is, you're trying to silence me. That's the same thing with the CRT, with the critical race theory. It ain't even in elementary schools, but they don't even want it to get to the point that they come from college and come down to K-12 because then now, oh, we're going to have a guilt trip because I don't want little white kids to think that they're bad because their ancestors came and they enslaved people and treated them really bad. Well, they're living off of it right now. The New Deal, that was welfare for white people. When they got the Homestead Act, that was welfare for white people. The GI Bill, that was welfare for white people. All right, they've been getting their ass saved forever, especially that middle class. They created the middle class with the New Deal. I can't get me. I was redlined, I was ostracized, and I was pushed all the way back. And you had a litany of laws that didn't allow me to gain wealth in this country. You unionized and squeezed me out. I couldn't work. You redlined me. I couldn't buy any properties. You kept me from out of being able to be in certain places that I can get certain things. I couldn't bid for certain contracts. You stolen my wealth repeatedly in this country, and I need to get that debt. You need to straighten me out. And that's where we at right now. And we're unwavering, and you can't get my vote. And I ain't voting for, we're just going to vote Democrat. For what? For what? Do you want your racism overt or covert? I like mine overt. So I want you to tell me you're a racist, you don't like me, and in this way we can chop it up and we can move on from there. But when you hiding, I can't figure it out. It's hard for me to figure it out when you hiding this stuff. So we got to get a little stronger on that. And I think that's what we're doing right now. This is the new wave. I feel like the same wave that happened in 2009, 2010, when Facebook was strong and all the groups was real strong and people was just spreading so much knowledge and all these different groups just grew out of the ground. That's where we are now. That's another analogy for grassroots. That's what it is. It's the people from the bottom up. And we got everything covered. So you can't say, okay, well, I'm a freedman. We got you covered. Well, I feel like I'm Choctaw or I'm Yamasi. We got you covered. Hey, man, you know what? I'm just Black American. I'm on that heritage. Well, okay, we got your flag. We got you covered. Everybody coming to the same house. Only thing that ain't in the house is Pan-Africanism, because that's not helping us move forward. It's helping us. It's making us think we got to take care of everybody else. We can't put the whole nation on our shoulders. We got to start to get ours first, get us going. Once we get us going, we can go and do anything else after that. But that's where it is right now. We start to centralize. And it's underneath one umbrella. Ain't nobody jumping around. Nobody saying, oh, you ain't covering this, you ain't covering that. Man, we encompassing all of that. Come on in, let's get strong.
It's real. So shit, man, I appreciate you for sliding on us on your Thomas couch tonight. You know, obviously, again, you know, is there anything you would like to say to us about anything particular before you slide on us tonight, man?
No,
for Aboriginal Wall Street?
Same thing, man. You know, keep your head in the game. Recessionary period. If you're working for somebody, be prepared that it could be a layoff moment, that you could get laid off. Stuff is starting to shrink. So, you know, the money is not out there like how it used to be. The market is, when the rates get raised, the Feds raise the rates. What happens is that the ability for companies to borrow money gets real slim. During the pandemic and pre-pandemic, we're in a bull market. You were borrowing at basically 0%. So tech companies will borrow a whole bunch of money, hire a whole bunch of people, a bunch of money gets pumped into the market. See how I'm going to tell you about something? Most companies and stocks, they have a buyback program. So they'll buy back their own stock. Now, do I like that concept? No, but it's a legal concept. You can go back and buy your own stock. So you go back and you buy your own stock, and it pumps the stock back up. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what right. So we're in that kind of phase where they can't go and do buybacks or any of those kind of things. So now the money is off the table. People not being able to get loans. Like Facebook just laid off 11,000 people at the beginning of this month, and they still going through that. Crazy. I mean, I can go down a line of so many companies that are laying off some massive layoffs. And see, the big dogs start first, and then there's a trickle down effect. So then you'll see everybody starting to get hit, and then they got to reduce the wages. Jerome Powell said that he wants to stop you from spending money. The way he do that is keep raising rates. People are going to stop spending money. You're going to stop taking vacations. You're going to say, I don't want that kind of car. You're going to start eating out and all those kind of things. So then inflation starts to get low because now the demand is really, really low. Demand right now is still pretty high. You want to kill that demand. And that's what happens when you go through a heavy inflationary period and we reach into recession. The middle class is basically done in, dude. The next couple of years, there's not going to be a such thing as middle class. Either you upper middle class where you teeter-tottering on being rich, or you just poor. There's no in between. And trust me on that. I done told you a few things. This thing is getting real serious in this arena, in this area. It's getting real serious. Trust me on that, because the average person in your household per person needs to be bringing in at least $65,000 to $70,000 to make it, each person. So that means medium average, you need to be at about bringing in at least 120, 130 in order for you to make it, especially if you got 1 or 2 kids. If you like solo and just you and that person, you can skate by with about 80 to about 100. You know, everybody doing 50, and that really is not enough money for you to do your thing because things is too high. Think about it. Rent out here, if you're just renting, they want to get $2,400-$2,500, some even $3,000 just on some rent tip. You want to buy a house, you buying a house at 7%, $400,000 house at 7%, you're already at $3,700 a month. Yeah. You don't want the housing to be more than 40% of what your income is. So if you're telling me that you got basically almost $4,000 a month to spend on housing, that's $50,000 a year. So now if you bringing in, you and your wife or your girlfriend or whoever you got going on, if y'all bringing in $110,000 or $100,000, 50% of your money is going towards rent. You're not going to make nothing. You're not going nowhere. You can't save. You can't stack up. You can't invest. So that means your future is bleak because you can't get yourself in the game because it's just not enough income out there. So even though they say they raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, realistically, everybody needs to start off at about $25 an hour and then go up from there. If you're not able to do that, you're not going to make it because things are getting too tight. It's too damn expensive to live life, especially in America. That's why you heard me start talking about my sovereignty plan, which is another plan C or B or C, for me to say, hey, I got a property in Mexico, I got a property in Costa Rica, and I've been looking at that, and, been online and been following where I want to go with that. And we're going to go visit Costa Rica in a couple of months just to see exactly how it looks. I actually like the properties in Mexico better, and I also like Mexico's structure that I can come in and out and I can have dual residency. See, one thing that we don't have over here, and why we got to worry about ourselves, is that all these other nations that want to be talking about Pan-Africanism all the time and, oh, your brother and this and that, none of these nations are offering us dual residency. Not one of them. And don't tell me about no right to abode in Ghana. That's a bunch of fluffy paperwork. None of these people throughout the Caribbean, nobody in Jamaica and all these other places say, hey, Black American folks, man, it's rough over there. We're going to offer you dual residency. You can come over here. But in 1965, we passed an immigration law to allow all these immigrants to come over here, to get over here, right? And dilute us. That's what Dr. Claude Anderson said. Immigration going to be the one of the worst things we ever had. And he said that we're going to be smushed down and beyond a second-class citizen by the year of 2020. He said this almost 20 years ago. So now you have in Africa, they don't offer no dual residency. We have no place to run. There's no place to go. We got to stand right here and fight for ours. And we're the only person fighting, but we have no place to go. We made a home for anybody to come from Africa, from Europe, from all Latin America and through the Caribbean to come here. We fought for that. We passed that. We got the immigration law passed, and along as the right to vote for white women and ourselves. We did that. That's what Black Americans did over here in this country. Nobody ain't looking out for us. That's why Pan-Africanism been there. So man, you better get out of here for somebody to smack your mouth, because that's done. We worrying about ourselves right now. We're not worrying about those things and that's the first thing you fall back on. Don't get into all the politics about this, and that, and all kind of stuff. Say, look, why did your country offer me dual residency? We over here getting our ass mopped across the floor. I mean, we get mopped over here way before, like in the 50s, 40s, and the 50s, we get mopped up. The 30s, we went through Jim Crow, we get mopped up. You guys did nothing. We broke off and flew planes over there to help you fight in your wars over in Africa. Black Americans, that's history. We done fought in every war over here, and we done went over there to fight wars in Africa. They ain't never come over here to fight no wars over here to help us do anything. We've been in some bad bullshit, and we had to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. The same thing with the Caribbean. You didn't help us do shit over here. I would give credit to, there was one time, I think it was Louisiana, and in Florida too, there were some Haitians that came over here and helped us fight.
Georgia too.
And that was a part of something, I can't remember exactly what it was, but that was something that was implemented through government, not something else. The government told us, Black Americans, you better not go over there and worry about that war. You better not be worrying about apartheid, and we did it anyway. Look at Arthur Ashe. Look at Arthur Ashe story, the great tennis player. They told him to go over there. He went over there anyway. It's gonna mess up your career. He's like, man, my people's over there suffering, man. And we got apartheid over there. We always worrying about everybody else. And when it come down to time to say, hey, can I get a help, brother? Can I get some dual residency so I can at least seek refuge over there? Nah, I can't help you, man. So that's why we're worrying about us right now. And anybody talking about it unifying, you got to unify underneath this code that we're under right now, trying to get ours, because we need to get strong in the game. We also need a little bit of land. The same thing that you gave these Indians, these $2 Indians, I need to get that. I need more than that, actually, because I helped build a country. They ain't helped do shit. And then when I get that from them, I'm coming back to them tribes too, because some of them tribes owe me some bread too. And then I can go and deal over in Africa. They think they're free, and they're not either. I go to you and say, hey, you owe me some bread too. So that's kind of like what we're doing right now. That's
you hear me?
That's the directive. And we're doing it through politics too. We're more politically savvy than we were before. We're not just like them plantation folks who just want to we're going to vote Democrat and get the butter biscuits and stand in line and eat the catfish chicken, catfish nuggets. We're not doing that, because that's what they be doing at the polls. That we're not doing that no more. I want to see my peoples, and the peoples that I see are going to be fighting for the things that I believe in. And we're getting those kind of people in office. And we just went through the first rung of trying to push people into office that was going to allow us to move forward on reparations. And also too, we need an anti-Black crime bill. That's very important right now. You can get an anti-Asian crime bill, because during the pandemic, a lot of people was flashing out, jumping on Asian folks, because it was like, man, you brought that shit over here, and are just mad because they just wanted to, they didn't know how to get their anger out. Now you went and gave them a crime bill, and they got a whole bunch of money. I can't get nothing. Look at the history of America, how many people they still paying. Jewish people got up the way they are because they got reparations. They got a foothold in all these industries, but they got reparations. All these other groups got reparations. They were repaired. I need to be repaired. We in disarray because we don't have that. We don't have the resources we have, and we have to be
a nation state.
Right. We on point with that right now, and it's going to change. So my children's children going to be in a different state, because that's where we at right now. And then when in the 60s, When they was asking what you want, man, we need y'all to calm down. What y'all want? We didn't ask for anything that was really quantifiable. We asked, well, we need jobs, man. We need jobs. That's not quantifiable, and that's not going to help your peoples. And all the kind of forms of reparations that they're trying to give you, well, we're going to give it to the form of student loans. We're going to give it to you in the form of this. We're going to take all that, and I'm going to take a check. And I want some land, too. But we can work on it. Work things out. I got to get all of that. And so this way I can be able to get in the game. And then everybody don't come over here shitting on me and say, oh, the Black Americans who have over 100,000 patents, almost invented everything from the doorknob to air compressors in this country. And the people who actually built this country from scratch and was the actual labor force and built all the wealth when the United States wasn't even established. Oh, those people right there, they ain't nothing. They need to pull themselves up by their bootstrap. When we done what we done without nothing, nobody gave us nothing. You see people in other countries, we done stuff that people ain't done in other countries. And we was let out with nothing, barefoot with maybe a knapsack and nothing. And we was able to grow crops, build houses, live over in the swamp, and do what we needed to do in order to build ourselves up and survive, man. We survivors. You dig that?
Real talk, man. I appreciate you for sliding us tonight, man. You know, we got to go into the second half of Aboriginal Wall Street, but you know, our first guest. And you know, I'm gonna see you every month, man. You know, we rest of the quarter. I'm gonna see you in December. You know what I mean? Money Corner, obviously. Appreciate you always for pulling up on us, and everybody that's tapping in. MastaEther, you know what I mean? Appreciate you for pulling up on us tonight, man. Thank you again. Always.
All right, brothers. Y'all take care, man.
For sure. We're gonna go into a clip real quick, and we're gonna come right back for everybody that's pulled up on us for Aboriginal Wall Street. See, we did the Money Corner first. See, he give it to us blood raw. I know he gonna pull up and say exactly how he gonna say it. Just like, you know, he gonna stand on that too, like Kanye is standing on his. So now we're gonna go into a time frame real quick. We're gonna play a video real quick. I'm gonna give you a review on the Black Panther, the Black Adam. You know, I'm gonna touch on them things real quick, but I'm gonna give a quick shout out to the part 2 of the Black Panther joint before we go into the Black Adam, because I got some shit on the Black Adam. You know what I mean? Teth Adam. You ready? We're gonna play this clip. We'll be right back. Shout out to Money Corner. Appreciate you for pulling up on us.
Let's talk about love. Is it anything and everything you offer? I do feel on you. I really feel on you.
Maybe the night that my tears might let me know. All the stars are close. All the stars are close. All the stars are close. Maybe the night that my tears might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me. Fuck you and all your expectations. I don't even want your congratulations. I recognize your false confidence and calculated promises all in your conversation. I hate people that feel entitled. Look at me crazy cause I ain't invite you. Oh, you important, you the moral to the story. You endorsing, motherfucker, I don't even like you. Corrupt a man's heart with a gift. That's how you find out who you dealing with. A smart percentage who I'm building with. I want the credit if I'm losing or I'm winning. On my mama, that's the realest shit.
Let's talk about love. Is it anything and everything you offer? How do you feel on you? I know the feeling on you.
Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer. Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer. Skin cold when the ego gets to talking. I get involved like a weapon. No control, no off switch in the way that you bringing me down. Turn on, get it away from me. You me wrong, keep away from me. Turn wrong, get it away from me. I just cry for no reason. I just pray for no reason. I just think for the life, for the day, for the hours, had another night breathing. How did it all gonna feel good? You would let me at all feel bad, but I live your life. We've been running out of time. And think about all this. Maybe the night that I'm with you is my let me know. On the sky, oh true. On the sky, oh true. On the stars, oh maybe the night that I'm with you is my let me know. On the stars, oh sun. On the stars, oh sun. On the stars, oh sun.
You already know. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Shout out to Money Corner, MastaEther. You already know. Pull up on us on Aboriginal Wallstreet. Obviously, shout out to my man, you know, the approved guy. My man Sad, that be pulling up on us on Aboriginal Wallstreet as well. Shout out to Crypto Fred, who pulled up on us on Aboriginal Wallstreet. Shout out to Monte, who's pulled up on Aboriginal Wallstreet. You know, shout out to all the folk that pulled up on Aboriginal Wallstreet when we having these economic and current events. Shout out to Mr. Mika that's going to be helping us with doing some of these current events. We're going to try to bring it to you at least once a month, if not every week, you know what I mean, with some current events that we want to just give to the people to make sure, you know, you're up to date weekly on what's going on, current affairs, if you follow our platform. And yes, you know, currently, she said we're semi-autonomous by having our own platform, but still being distributed by YouTube, right? Let's be honest, Mixcloud, shout out to Music Media Lounge, you feel me? But we building to the point, we doing what we do. Let's get into, you know, Black Panther. So the Black Panther joint, I went and saw it on Friday. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, and it was all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it about I'm gonna say a 7. Be honest, I'm gonna say 7. It was on borderline of 6 in my mind. I ain't gonna lie, I expected a lot more from it, but at the same time, you know, it was still at least they was able to follow up. So that's why I got to get above a 6 because of how the first one, and I got to look at the fact that they lost a key character. You know what I mean? In their you know what I mean, in the sequel of it. You know what I mean? Like for you to follow up and lose your key person that is the main character. Shout out to Bosman, you know what I mean? Who lost, you know, through cancer in real life. You know what I mean? But he played that character and, you know what I mean, I think it's kind of hard to come back without him. You know what I mean? In my opinion. So it's not gonna hit the same level as the first one. You know what I mean? It's just not hitting as hard. It's just one of them kind of things like music. But we get it though. For traditional cultural parts of it, they had to follow up. Shout out to the director for trying to, you know, do his best with everything he had to deal with, right? Now, shout out to the his sister who played the role of his sister, and her now taking on the role of feminine Black Panther in the role. You know what I mean? And obviously, for those who dealing with the Americans, the old world situation, you know, Kuku Khan, Vera Chusha, or Macario. Excuse me, sorry, I got excited to say Macario, right? You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm a rule, Khan. You know what I mean? And all those different variations of a feathered serpent symbology was brought up because they brought up Kukulkan Khan and kind of tied it to Atlantis, but Atlantis was on the water. So I spoiled it. You feel me? Yeah. The dude Namor in the movie, he also is also being called Kukulkan Khan. You know what I'm saying? Namor, the comic person that you might have heard about if you follow comics, is in the movie also AKA Kukulkan Khan. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go to a clip real quick because I wanted to just play something other Black Panther, something I saw animated, and you know I'm into animation type shit sometimes, and I like that shit. I would like to put out some animation shit. So you know we're gonna tap into this real quick. We're gonna be right back, and we're gonna go speak to you. I got my Ballum hat on tonight, by the way. You see, wait, it's on this side. Ballum. You see the Ballum? Ballum. I got my Jaguar Panther joint on real quick. You know, go ahead, tap in. I had to get some animation into that shit. You know what I mean? I had to get the animation. They didn't make it, the digital age we're living in. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? How they try to put that in that digital format. They throw that in there. That was exciting. You know, they got fight scenes coming out of it and everything already. But the dude you seen it, obviously the crew from Black Panther, you know what I mean, the warrior class of woman, and obviously they show homegirl who's the general. She kind of gets caught up in the movie. She's in that suit that you see who fighting. They brought her into it. Her and another sister, they played the key roles of that. Two women that have got these suits that they can fight outside of the female Black Panther suit that's made for his sister. And obviously homeboy, from the Ape Clan. I'm gonna call it the Monkey Clan. Me and monkeying around. He played a prominent role in the movie. You know what I'm saying? You see him in that digital joint right there. You go back and watch it. But either way though, you know what I'm saying? Namor Kukulkan Khan is fighting against, and he ended up in the movie. I'm spoiling it for you. I hope you watched it. If not, then this might be a spoiler. So you might want to watch it first. I ain't gonna front. Close your eyes. Close your ears. Whatever. Too late. So yeah, he ended up. You know what I mean? Homegirl ended up making him submit. Kukulkan Khan submitted to the feminine energy. You heard me? The Panther though. In the name of the Panther, because she drink that juice. You heard me? She got to get the drink. She was able to reproduce the flower of life in the symbology of the power that Panther got. In the first joint, that homeboy, what's his name? What's my dog name? The villain. That's one of my favorite villains. Before we go into this villain, Michael B. Jordan. But damn, his name just escaped me, bro. Yeah, I'm tripping. Killmonger. Yeah, Killmonger, man. One of my Joker, Killmonger, and I'm going with Black Adam. You heard me? These are my villains in the comic world. You know what I mean? Besides Dr. Voodoo. You know what I'm saying? He's somewhat considered in that kind of realm of things too. But yeah, those are my villains that I just can't front. They hard. You know what I mean? Call it what you want to call it. So yeah, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead and slide on. Give me the clip real quick for the Charlem joint right there. Yeah, let's go into Ballum. Yeah, I got it on the hat. I'm gonna put it like this so you can see. I'm gonna put it on sideways like a beret. I'm gonna kick it like this. Get my angle right. Yeah, I'm gonna kick it like that for the moment. You see the ballot? Put me on a big screen so you can see the hat. So you can know we've been styling on them with the ballon joint. See, we can. You know what I mean? Go ahead, go back. All right, cool. Ballon. So yeah, Balaam the jaguar in Mayan cosmology. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that like the jaguar, like the panther, right? Like how in Florida we got the panthers. You know what I'm saying? It would be like the jaguar, right? That's the same synonymous term. A jaguar and a panther in America, they the same thing, right? So usually when you see one without the spots and shit, they all dark. They're gonna be called, you know what I mean? Panthera, right? So leopard, and same cat. Yeah, all black, the all black version. You know what I'm saying? So now, boom, we're gonna scroll up. Let's read into a little bit. Give them something about the Mesoamerican deity, also personified in this animal. No, you're going up. You want right? Let me get that first paragraph. Yeah, arguably the largest and strongest predator in Mesoamerica, the jaguar prowls throughout the cultures and cosmologies of the major civilizations in the area, also known as Ocelot in the Nahuatl Did I say that right? I hope to. My pronunciation. The word jaguar possibly derives from the term meaning the wild beast that kills its prey in a single bound. These large cats live in the humid forest of the lowlands and reign at the top of their food chain. Distinctive pelage of black rosettes and golden eyes, which glow as they hunt during the night, characterize them. Jaguars typically appear as avatars or companions of deities, and rulers frequently use them as motives of power, legitimizing themselves through divine association. However, while the jaguar does appear in most of the Mesoamerican culture, it predominates in the Mayan belief system above all. This is jaguars appear in the context with many deities, often in the I don't even like the pause. The dichotomous. You see how I said that wrong at the pause? I ain't like how that should sound. Dichotomous ways. They are most commonly associated with the patron of the number 7 in the Akbal, the god of the nighttime, sun, and the underworld. That sounds like the Greek Hebrews, ain't it? Anyways, though, so the figure looks either like a jaguar or he has distinctive jaguar features. A number of those connections between jaguars and the land of the dead exists. We just got through passing the land, the Day of the Dead with the October joint. You know what I'm saying? That underworld, that people that rise from the dead. Anyways, I don't want culture of the Aztecs and all that. We were just talking about it. Anyways, so for instance, other deities related to the underworld will have jaguar features in some way. And the Popol Vuh even mentions a house of the jaguars in the underworld. Furthermore, the word Akbal can mean night or darkness. And the association between the jaguar pelage relates to the nocturnal hunting pattern of the animal. A connection between the jaguar pelage and the night sky also exists, for according to Thomason, a spread out jaguar skin was thought to symbolize a starry sky. In addition, the jaguar has association with the number of other deities, including the patron of the number 4, the god of the daytime sun, the water lily jaguar, the jaguar baby, the jaguar paddler, the patron of the month, Pax is Axbaluk, and is the hero twins, the jaguar god of war. In the Mexican Plateau region, it is a number of the supernatural figures. Finally, jaguars have important symbolism for the world as a whole. For the Lacandan, you hear that? Lacandan people believed that the world would end when jaguars consumed the sun and moon. You see that word though, right? We just talking about something close to that word right there, ain't it? Isn't that word interesting? That the word Lacando, Lacando, or Lacandan people you're talking about that had this cosmology of understanding something about the panther or the jaguar. Well, either way, I want to slide on. You remember last week we just talked about Lacandan, right? I mean, I just thought that was interesting. A coincidence, ain't it? We're gonna slide on though. That's my Black Panther joint though for you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna slide and keep it moving. Keep your mind open on that. Think about that. Ponder. Lacandan, right? Wakandan, or is it Lacandan in real time? You feel me? I don't know. Interesting. Something to think about. Something to make you think. Was it the Lacando people dealing with the, you know what I mean? And came over and mixed in with the Quetzalcoatl culture. You feel what I'm going? That symbolically they're showing the mashup of when these people met and their cultures clashed. You know what I'm saying? But one had to submit to the other. You see how this did the correlation, right? Because the Panther in the movie, he said that they're the most powerful thing on earth. We are the most powerful thing underwater. You know what I mean? Interesting enough. So as allies, they were they were allying ship though. Watch the joint. Watch it. It's a good morale story. They even show you certain codex and stuff with the Mayan and the Jaguar fight. Anyways, We're gonna slide on though. So we didn't watch the Black Panther joint. You know, I had to give a shout out for that part. I watched the part 2. That's my review. You know what I mean? That's my synopsis on the situation. And when you see that part of it, you know what I mean? I want to show that in there. Anybody that's interested in the Shalom Balaam, the Panther priest, the Jaguar priest, or the priesthoods of the Mayan that you can research, then you might, be interested. You can go tap into that. We're gonna slide on. Let's pull up. Pull up. Shazam! Let's go. Tap in. This is going with the Black Adam joint. We're gonna tap in with this right away. Let's go.
Will a Superman do then? So you're what this is all about.
I'm his replacement.
Then let's replace him.
Why? A necessary strategy. Divide and conquer.
A necessary strategy. The boy, like, man, Superman and Shazam. You see, Shazam. You are a carbon copy of me. I'm your predecessor. You feel me? And you're going to get Superman to jump. Y'all ganging up on me. It's an animation joint though, because my man earlier was like, damn, the Mac though, then Superman can beat him and everything like that. But at the same time, how that work will happen. Damn. Am I live right now still? Go to the next clip. Damn. We live. We might have got hit. They might hit us for this too. Right? But I didn't play the movie though. Pause. Yeah. Damn it, damn, hit us. You want to stream over? You want to start over? I mean, shit, I don't know. Damn it, man. We live, but we got hit. So you got to bear with us real quick. Huh? Did we get hit or we back up? What's up? Okay, we back up. We back up. All right, yeah, we got hit. You know what I'm saying? I know if we live, you bearing with us. We appreciate you. I mean, I had to, we live, so that's how that shit went down. I was trying to play an animated joint, but they hit us. So we're gonna be on point about the fact that just in case you got to edit that after the fact, you came in after the fact, and they ain't gonna let us play them joints. That I ain't gonna use in the review of this manner. They gonna make me have to skip past some shit. You know what I'm saying? I got. So what's the next clip, just in case? Now I skip past that. What is that one right there? No, we should be good with that one. Give me that one. No, this one right here. Yeah, go to that one. Don't pull up the video because I don't want them tripping on me tonight no more. So bear with us. Thank you for staying with us live. Shout out to Meet Me Lounge. Sometimes we got, I'm trying to tell you, we were trying to make a movie. All right, so here, boom, live. It says, what does Teth mean in Black Adam? So anybody that seen the clip that they probably took off, you know what I mean, the animated joint that we have for that, basically, Teth Adam in the movie Black Adam is the name that it says original name is. And it's really going to go into the fact that DC's newest superhero movie, Black Adam, hits U.S. theaters today to the delight of excited fans. They're going to go through the whole thing of, Rock playing the role and all that good stuff. And obviously Adam, who granted hit the power from Shazam, who obviously we just shot to show a clip of who, they say this person named Shazam is fighting against this other person named Black Adam in that role. But anyways, though, in the movie, it goes to a time frame where they're talking about conduct 5,000 years ago, and it talks about the character emerges as Black Adam to deal with some damage to new enemies and stuff like that. We're gonna scroll up though. So as you will see in the movie, if you watch it, I hope you watch it because it's a good one. I liked it better than I liked the part 2 of the Black Panther, to be honest with you, because of the 10th part. And then we're gonna go up. We're gonna get to the 10th part real quick because we got a slide. I lost a little time. But make sure they see where they're letting you know that it's Teth Adam. Before the character became known as Black Adam, his original alias was Teth Adam, which translates to Mighty Adam. While the power of Shazam was an incredible asset to Adam, before long, his newfound abilities became too much for him, and Adam was corrupted by it. Then superhero became a brutal fighter with no qualms about killing whoever stands in his way. So that's the general understanding of this man. That you get this alias, you got his name. See, if you watch the series, it says Black Adam on the, but Teth Adam is really what it's about. And then also see it's funny here where it talks about this occurrence led to the ancient wizard who empowered him, Shazam, to attribute a new name to the character. From then on, he became known as Kim Adam, which translates to Black Adam. The new alias is symbolic to the protagonist, now Dark Soul. After remaining Adam, the wizard banishes him from the planet for thousands of years. And in the movie, obviously, they're showing you that they woke him back up because of what they had issues with, and they believed in the fable and the story and the myth. That's why Homegirl was going and Tomb Raider and running up in these places trying to find out if she could find this crown, but end up in the middle of looking for this crown, which means she really was looking for Shebek. If she would have got the crown right, the crown ain't got nothing to do with Adam, you know what I mean? But at the same time, she ends up calling on saying the word, you know what I mean? And he ends up coming, you know what I mean? Funny enough how that played out. Anyway, you gotta watch the joint to catch that. But I want to make sure y'all caught it for me first. We're gonna keep it moving, slide. We're gonna slide. So yeah, Black Adam, Teth. Key word. Key word for tonight. Teth. What's this Teth about? What's this Teth about? Pull up. So we go Kabbalah Center down here in our areas. The place is called Kabbalah Center. They might be nationwide right now. But I think they're a good place for, when you're looking for these key universal understanding of these terms such as Teth and letters and stuff like that. Also, of course, because we rocking with Lee Cummings, and some people might not, agree with everything. Matter. He does have his work he put out, with the Negro question, Paleo Hebrew Dictionary. Which would have Teth in it as well. If you was to go through his dictionary of letters, that would attribute to the same exact joint, which would be Teth. But in the meantime, we're gonna slide on up and show them what this word Teth is saying in this Kabbalah Center. That's nationwide. It says Hebrew letter Tet, meaning the Hebrew letter Tet is shaped like a vessel that contains something good and hides it within. The first time the Hebrew letter Tet appears in the book of Genesis is the word Tov, good, and hints to the highest form of divine love. There is nothing but love, though. Let me let y'all know. Even to our, people that might disagree with us in certain things, it's nothing but love, unless you're the ops. But at the same time, meditation on a letter Tet helps us focus our attention on good that surrounds us. This Tov is synonymous with the life force that animates all of creation. If we are meant to animate God's attributes, we're then obligated to look for the good in ourselves and in others. We're going to slide on up. It is through this letter that we understand that God knows what benefits us, and we look through the surface of good and evil, we may perceive his consistent, unbending love for us. Hebrew letter Tet, T-E-T, and also T-E-T-H. You know what I mean? I'm trying to, real quick, I'm trying to click through the dictionary. Matter of fact, he can help me while I read this real quick. Look for Tet real quick on that back. All right, so it says, when we read the God saw, it was Tov, Tet, good, following each days of creation. We might ask, what was goodness that God saw? Everything that was created was purely designed to fulfill its purpose. For example, each animal has the physical characteristics and abilities to sustain itself in a particular environment, to reproduce and defend itself. Everything that God created appeared so perfect, so that on the seventh day, God ceased from all the work that had been created and stood afar like an artist and declared it is good. It's like you're looking at your work after it's done, you know what I mean? Like hitting that shot, and you keep your form up, like, yeah, you see it. You see it. You see the form. I knew that was going to look. You see, I got the pointer from like Jordan used to do, like the finger. The finger, you see that part. Oh, let me stop playing. So yeah, it's all one. One. It's in there. So basically, in this same situation, I don't know. Sometimes I think about Shazam. I think about Shabbat. You feel me? Or Psalmody. Psalmody. Give me the light. Give me the light. Divine. Give me the light. I rest, but I also fulfill and receive on a resting day. You know what I mean? Charge up the day of rest. When he look back and say, hey, it is good. When you're connected, you're saying the same thing. I done did my work for this week. I done manifested everything. On this day, we look back at everything I done did and reflect on what is good. Also, too, what is bad. That's how you make the next week a better week, as they would say, coming into the sunlight on the Shabbat. Anyways, though, seventh day, first day, you know how that works. Tov, Tet. So Tet also is mighty, as you heard in the last joint. That Teth, Adam is going to be mighty man. Because the word Adam means man. You know what I mean? Can you pull up to the next joint? We'll go to the next joint. Kind of we lost time tonight. I don't want a little tent. We see all that. No, go to the next joint. We're going to go to the next slide real quick. Because, we sorry about that tonight. We lost more time. And we got to keep it moving. Yeah. Because I try to keep it 100 with y'all. We try to keep it pure. creatively wise. We got hit though. You know how that goes sometimes. We try to do some things you ain't supposed to do. You're like, damn, man, why you do it like that for? I couldn't help it.
The ninth letter of the Hebrew alphabet is Tet. The numeric value of Tet is 9. The pictogram or symbol behind the shape of the letter Tet is an opened container. Because the numeric value of Tet is 9, and it is after 9 months that a woman gives birth, many Jewish rabbis see the image as pointing to the birth of something new, to the conclusion of an age and the start of another. We see the picture of the veil in the temple being torn in two, from top to bottom, so that the way into the Holy of Holies is now open for all who trust in Jesus. He made the way open into the presence of God. The fourth letter of the Hebrew alphabet was Dalet. That was the door. Jesus said that he is the door. There is the idea here of entering the outer court of the tabernacle in the wilderness, or the outer court of the temple when it was built in Jerusalem. And at that entrance was the brazen altar of sacrifice, pointing to the sacrifice of Jesus. The eighth letter of the Hebrew alphabet was Chet. That was the doorway. Jesus said that he is the only way to God. There is the idea here of entering the holy place of the tabernacle or the temple, the room with the lampstand of God's light. No more natural light, God's light. Now, with the letter Tet, we have the image of entering the Holy of Holies, the sanctuary of God, where only the high priests of Israel had been able to enter, and that only once a year, with the blood of a sacrificed animal, and always in fear of whether the sacrifice would be acceptable. Now, Jesus, our great high priest, has entered once for all time through the blood of his sinlessly perfect sacrifice, the sacrifice of himself. And it has been accepted. This was proven by his resurrection from the dead. Through Jesus, we have peace with God, and we have peace in God. We have found our rest in him. The first Tet in the Bible is in the Hebrew.
So that word Tet, now you know they got religious things behind it, but it's still the letter. It's the ninth letter out of the 10. You know what I'm saying? Tet is the ninth. 10 letters, 22 alphabets. It's 32. And you need 33. But still at the same time, in the Tet part, that's 9. Like when people say 9, it's divine. You know what I mean? 9, divine, the rhyme, keep yourself in line. You feel me? The crossover, as they was talking about with the Jesus and cross and resurrection and completion and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? That's what they were saying. But when we go to the next link though, because I'm just going to make a correlation. Because they put Tet. I didn't put Tet. They put Tet. So now we need to understand where they got this idea from in my process of this Tet part, right? Because that's a letter. So why did they not just put primordial in front of Adam? Because if he's mighty, you're talking about the one that received light and it gives light to all people that are looking up to him in this movie's theme of it, Tet, right? Tet Adam, right? But then we should put Cadmon, right? Because he's the one that's playing that role in this actual Jesus narrative, going into a religious standpoint of it or a Kabbalistic standpoint of it, which they're putting out in an occult way through movies and comic books. You know what I'm saying? So the highest or most exalted of the 5 worlds is Adam Kadmon. Adam means in the likeness of or in the image of. From the Hebrew word domen, Kadam means primordial or primary. From the Hebrew root Kadam, like it sounds like Adam without the K, right? And then it says, so Adam, Kadmon, is the primordial world, which in the likeness of the infinite light. Remember, he received light in the movie. He got the lightning bolt in his chest, right? So at the end of the day, which preceded it and which concealed in the process of creation. This means that even though Adam Kadmon is a world, meaning that it comes into being through the concealment of the infinite light, It is such an elevated plane of reality that it is like in the likeness of the infinite light, which by nature precedes the world of Adam Kadmon. You know what I'm saying? So I want to put that out there real quick. You know what I mean? Because Adam Kadmon and what that we go keep sliding, keep sliding. Because this is what I want people to see, that this is what they're talking about in the movie. You know what I mean? It's correlating Chet and Cod, Codman. You know what I mean? A mighty and shit. You know what I'm saying? We just got to talking about controlling your platform, and I mean, and all that, and that hit. Feel me? That's an autonomous thing, maybe semi-autonomous thing you gotta be reminded of. You know what I mean? All right, so Adam Kadmon, just to show you again, so you won't think we capping. Jewish Encyclopedia, Adam Kadmon, more correctly, Cod Monty or Kadmonic, the oldest rabbinical source for the term Adam Ha. You know, Ah means the. Kadmoni is in numeral, and in where Adam is styled is not as usual. Harashon, that's one of my words. Abarashon. This is Harashon, which means first. You see, it says that the first. But Ha Kamani, the original, right? Like Aboriginal, you know what I'm saying? The original, the first, and you descend from the right of your first people. That's how that First Nation, right? First people. Yeah, that part. Compare the very ancient expression of Nahash, Ha Kamani, the original serpent. See, oh, the devil. That's where things get sticky. We don't like that kind of stuff. Adam, Hebrew for man. See, they're letting you know that literally Adam is dealing with man, and then Kadmon or Kamani mean the first or original, right? Of that situation. Because Kamani is like a word that kind of correlates to being like the Aboriginal, primordial. You know what I mean? Like Aboriginal in that situation, right? That everything proceeds out of man wise. I mean, the formation of it, the likeness of, you know what I'm saying? But either way, we're gonna slide on. Just wanted to show that one part real quick on the big screen, that we ain't just capping this. And just like last week, we pulled up Yahya Ibn Yaish out of the Jewish Encyclopedia. I used it again just to show you that, I don't know if it's capping this and they shit. Feel me? So we'll make sure I ain't tripping. So you don't think I ain't making it up. If you're gonna get clipped, at least we're gonna get clipped for showing some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Make it a little bit larger. Yeah, a little bit more. Bring it up. Scroll up. You got them stuck on. I want them to get this Adam Kadmon part real quick because they hit us in mid swing. All right, so boom. This is from Fandom, and see they got the tree on the right hand side. This is in the religious writings of Kabbalah. Adam Kadmon is a phrase meaning primal man. The oldest rabbinical source and term Adam Ha-Kamani, where the Adam is styled, not as usual. This is Ha-Rashon, which means the first. Ha-Kamani, the original. It is said that Adam Kadmon had rays of light projecting from his eyes. The Lurianic Kabbalah, Adam Kadmon acquired an exalted status equivalent to the Purusha and Upashana. That's like Noah. And then it says, denoting the manifest absolute itself. In this variant, the mythopoetic cosmogonies and anthropogenesis, the Adam soul, is described as the primeval soul that contained all human souls. I want you to see that. Feel me? Because Adam Kadmon is where, in this situation, a mighty Kadmon or a mighty Adam, such as a Teth Adam, would be a version of this Kadmon that had the wisdom, as they would say the word Teth, mighty, is where he gets his wisdom from, the power of God, to be superpowered, as different from other Adams, you know what I mean? That come from Kadmon situation. I just want to put that light out there because he got that lightning strike, you know what I mean? To receive the radiance, like they call the Zohar, I had to give it to you. Gnosticism and all that. So whatever you're looking at, you're gonna find it. That's Christianity, Gnosticism. You know what I mean? Sufic, that's Arabic. You know what I'm saying? I mean Hebrew. I mean, I'm tripping. For all the Muslims out there, Sufi, they talk about this shit. You know what I'm saying? You see that, right, God? I ain't making it, letting you know that all these different, from Christian to the other ones underneath the Abrahamic gates, talking about correlation of this soul and infinite light, the complete man. Slide on. Let's keep it moving. When I plan these sometimes for the street, we on Moran Avenue, we in the wilderness, so they hitting us in the head. I want you to just see this picture real quick. We're gonna keep it moving. This is all supposed to be a picture of Adam Codman. You might have been seeing some occult shit like this before. You know what I'm saying? But we wanted to show you. You know what I'm saying? This is just a correlation of the man, the cosmic man. Thought it was very artistic. You see, you got the same tree on the left right there, and then look, you see some seals down at the bottom with the wheel around it and all that. With you know what I mean, with the symbol. Somebody call that the Star of David, but also called the Merkabah within the wheel. You feel me? Ezekiel's life. Yeah, that part. So we're gonna keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. We ain't got time tonight. I know we moving fast. I just want to give you because I heard, Black Adam. I seen the test Adam part, and I was like, oh, yeah, I gotta go in because this is my review. Because again, you can go watch the Black Adam or Black Panther part with a little tidbit, but this part right here, this is what I really want to tap in on. You show this picture right here. Oh, that's Adam Cotman again. We showing Adam Cotman again, coming down. Make that a little bit bigger. Come to your left. Now, cool. That's the kingdom at your feet. Now, yeah, we're gonna go up. Go back up. Yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah, to the beginning. Keep going. Right now. No. Come back down. Sorry. Right across. Right there. Catch it. All right, so boom. All right. No. Matter of fact, I'm tripping. Go a little bit more. My bad. Shout out to God Green on the boards. Right there. All right. The qualities of Adam Codman are the 10 Sephirah, the basic character of the living universe. All right? Because you type writing for me right now, controlling the boards. Is that universe? I said, but slide back. Also, the possible virtues of the human being, like the 10 Commandments. You know what I'm saying? Within you. Kether is the crown, mastering all other virtues. See, that's the top of your head. And then it said after that, Hokmah is the wisdom, Bina, intelligence. These three make up the head, your head. And then it says Tiferet, which is the body, the beauty, the pureness, the Sod is the mercy, the Din or Jabur is the justice. These three make up the breast, the arms of Adam Codman, right? Slide down real quick, God. No, you got to go down a little bit. Come down a little bit more. All right, yeah. Jasad is the foundation, the basis. Then the Nazar is the preference. The hood is the glory. I said, these three are the belly and legs of Adam Codman. With his feet stands on Malkut, the realm, the kingdom. You hear me? Now look, this is all Adam Codman, Adam, you feel me? That they're connecting this to. You feel me? Just so you can do a little research on where they get their shit from. You know what I'm saying? No, we're gonna keep it moving. Slide on. That's all. Check that out. Check Adam. I want him to have this bad boy on the page where it's really inside his dictionary. I'm trying to really show you this real quick too. You got the letters on here, but I don't think it's gonna be big enough. I have to pull up an internet tonight. I'll show you. All right, so real quick. It's funny how some people in the first verse you heard the dude talking. I don't know if they clipped or not, but I'm giving it to you live over here right now. And the fact that they say that, what does it mean that Jesus is the second Adam? See what I'm saying? All that right there is correlated to when people be talking about Jesus in the second time frame of the New Testament, going back to Adam as well. You know what I mean? Just like Adam Codman, right? And he's supposed to be the last or the second Adam. I just wanted to show you that real quick because Paul was talking about it. You know what I mean? For those who subscribe, you can go check out what Paul had to say. You know what I'm saying? The Apostle Paul tells us in the first letter to the church of Corinthian, you know what I mean? Church in Corinthian, the first man, Adam, became a living being. The last Adam, a life giver, spirit. The spiritual did not come first, but the natural. And after that spiritual, the first man was of dust, of earth, and the second man from heaven, as it's going to say, the second man from heaven. And it says, as the earthly man, so are those who are of earth, and as of the man of heaven, so are those who are of heaven, as just as have borne the likeness of the earthly man. So shall we bear the likeness of man from heaven. This is in their Bible. See what I'm saying? So when they, talk about Adam and the correlation that they got from homeboy to king, you know what I mean, from Jesus, you feel me? That they're giving him the same pristine evolution of a new Adam on earth. You feel me? Going through now the man they're talking about Jesus in this period of time. And now everybody, Gentiles and Jews, are all alike. You know what I mean? Through him can I be a part of God. You see what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. I want to make sure I say it right. Let's keep it moving. We're going to slide on. Adam Codman. Teth Adam. The mighty Adam. You know what I mean? The one that received the light. Somebody say it's the Garden of Eden and all that good stuff. But we're going to keep it moving. We're almost out of here. Aboriginal Wall Street. Man, listen, man, the slides together was ridiculous. You know, I can see why they hit me because it was getting away with murder. I'll be honest sometimes. Whew, let me get it. We're going to get better with our production, though. It's going to come out like that. So trust me. It's part of the game. You learn. Aboriginal, though. As you see in the different joints, it's going to come down. Slide. I just want to show something real quick in this link. Can you go down real quick before we get out of here? Stop right there. Boom. You see where it says Aboriginal? Right there? You see where it says Aboriginal? And look to the right. Did you see that word? Codman? Codmoni? Codman? Rashoni? You see that? Do you see it? Am I tripping? I know you see it. Rashoni Codman. You heard? Yeah. Adam, the first Adam, Aboriginal. Oh my gosh. Is that a revelation? That they're talking about it in that way? Or did we not ever correlate to see that when they talk about Adam, they were talking about the Aboriginal at the same time? Feel me? Being the first man, Aboriginal man, original man that received the light, the Homo sapien. Remember the sapien, the serpent, which is also the wisdom, right? That was in at the tree that received the light, right? That's where they got it from. They're mad because they say you got it from the serpent, and you didn't get it directly. You went to the serpent, and then Eve told you to go do it, right? Because you ate from the tree the serpent was telling her to eat from, type thing, to get this knowledge and wisdom to, get now having to go on your own outside of this garden that was projected for the original Adams before. This Adam was considered mighty because of the wisdom that he perceived through the fact that at the same time with his wisdom is also told that he would die. But every man shall die. But again, with the new resurgence of this new Adam, they call in the religion, Christ, you'll be reborn into the spiritual realm in the likeness of Adam Codman. That was the primordial man, you know what I mean? In the origin of this system. So I just wanted to put that out there. I've been reading this stuff and this, the language and everything. So when I seen Teth, I was like, Teth? Oh, Teth is actually, by the way, is a circle with a X in the middle. That's the symbol, number 9. In the alphabet. It's symbolism. It's the circle with the X, Teth, like the cross. And when they talk about Jesus, Teth, cross. Yeah, your 4 corners and all that, put the pie and all that. You're on earth, Adam, original man. Yeah, crossover, transcendence. You know what I'm saying? Either way, real quick, giving that just to show real quick the primordial part. Because, Aboriginal, by the way, is connected to primordial. You know that, right? You know what I'm saying? It's one of the synonyms for Aboriginal people, indigenous people, native to where you're at. You're supposed to be primordial you were there from the primordial time. You know what I mean? Like your people were there before colonizers came and put you on whatever cultural ways that they got you in today, right? As they would say. So in your original or Aboriginal state, from what you descend from, on a national level, but also on a spiritual level, I guess how they broke that down, right? Origin story going back to Adam, whatever your origin story might be, whatever nations of people, it goes back to a human originally that obviously had a deity involved and whatever deities, pantheons, whatever, right? However, I received that light from them deities to be able to govern their people and civilization. Go read the story. I think it's in all of them. But at the same time, I wanted to just show that adjective first, earliest, original, then Aboriginal, and then this is Aboriginal living in a land before colonization by Europeans, and they don't come across. And it says primordial as an adjective characteristic of the earliest stage of development of an organism, like an organism like cardamom. This organism in the sky that's making up all the elements, you know what I'm saying, that we all receive light from, right? You see that, right? You see that correlation? Ain't that some shit? I'm just saying, am I tripping? I'm tripping tonight. If you ain't getting it, we can talk about it. That's my standpoint on it, though. I'm gonna show you my sources. But yeah, I pulled up on the Maroon Avenue after I got off Aboriginal Wall Street, and we landed here. They might have marooned the podcast, but it's still, whatever gets through, gonna get through. I'm gonna push that light through. I got 10th Adam on my side tonight, so hope you receive this light. Cap in this next week. You got Lee Cummins. We're gonna stop right there. Next week, Lee Cummins, you know what I'm saying? We got him with us because obviously it's stuff all with Hebrew, the Negroes, and all that stuff is going on. Don't forget, this man putting out a series, got 7 books. Negroes Questions is about the Hebrew, technically, right? But we've been only really focusing on the European part just to deal with the facts that he's showing who these swarthy Europeans is, even though he has his stance on his faith part or his creed of the man of these historical people. So when the fact that, when Hebrew needs come out and people don't even know some of the stuff is not as detailed, and obviously the philosophy of some religious folk that subscribe to this might go about it in a certain way. So we want to make sure that we give the full context of what we understand about the situation of this term or these terms. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with us tonight, y'all. I see y'all next week. Pull up on us. 8 to 11 o'clock, the Autonomous Party. We live each and every Sunday. Rain or shine, you know how that go. Thank everybody that's tapping in with us, the good and bad, you know what I mean? And we here. Pull up.